So when we last left our brave and intrepid adventurers, they had defeated the eponymous Brass Bull, an entity who was creating memory leeching sundries for a discerning clientele.
Human leather goods.
Hey man, it's just a modest proposal. Are you gonna let that leather go to waste?
Yes.
Wow, that's fucked up. I thought you were better than that.
Absolutely not. I'm worse. We also didn't report the thing to the authorities. We handed the business over to the two people that the Brass Bull was taking advantage of, because they said that they were going to go legit.
Right. They promise.
Oh, they have my mark on them. They'd better keep that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so where are you going to go now?
Don't we have a train to...
We took the rest of the evening to lick our wounds, and we were going to leave in the morning with all haste back on our airship to get to Janam.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. And we've got, we spoke to someone to kind of smooth the gears of our arrival to Janam.
Yes.
Right, yes. You spoke to a local professor, and she was like, I can help you.
Right, we're not going to get hit by the do you have a passport thing again.
Yeah, we got papers for 14 days of free travel throughout District 5, and 2 letters of recommendation explaining the situation, and to get us into the College of Magic.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Is the Zone of Truth still up?
Technically, yes. It will be up until the next evening.
That's a good point. It does last for
24 hours. Why do I remember this?
Because you want to suffer, and because it has caused you nothing but pain. And
why do you think I show up every week?
So congratulations, Sam. You are a walking, talking lie, not detector, lie eliminator.
Yeah. For until probably we arrive at Janam, right?
Well, it's
How long?
Pretty much.
It's gonna take a couple days, but yeah. If anyone would like to abuse this, now would be the time.
You have right now to fucking abuse this, I guess.
Right, it's funny. I've never heard you stutter before.
Never heard of what?
Never heard her stutter.
I really try not to.
Just wondering, we never really talked about why you decided not to go with me.
Yeah. You mean when we were kids?
Well, I was a kid.
I was younger than I am now. We were both kids. Someone had to give you time to escape. Maybe I didn't realize that you would actually make it.
I love how Sam just has to be like fucking present for this conversation. Sorry.
Yep, you just have to. you have to be there.
It's like Sam wants to walk away awkwardly, and Meredith wants him to walk away awkwardly.
Just occasionally looks up at Sam like, you could walk away and end this.
I can. I get the dagger eyes from Meredith, and I'll start to like walk away.
Maybe I thought that there would be other opportunities to leave, but there never were.
guess that's something.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I wanted to know, and you didn't seem to want to say. So
It's not exactly something that I like thinking about. I spent too much time thinking about what could have been had I followed you. It's a waste of energy.
I know. I just wish you had. All right, I'm sorry.
You shouldn't be. There's no reason to be.
Am I interrupting something? Who's hungry?
Meredith goes to say something, and the spell compels her to say, yeah, I am.
Mary pipes up and says, I'd like to take this opportunity to say something.
Durs just kind of looks at her like, we're waiting.
I keep hearing shit about how this is all because Holt is my dad. I kind of don't give a shit that Nikolai Holt is the Hell Emperor and is my father. Because he was never my dad. Like, I had the entire 9th and Hennepin to be my dad. I had Taga to be my dad. I had Jimmy to be my dad. I had the weird vampire who does surgery on people to be my dad. This has nothing to do with my father. And now, she says, tapping to the circle on the floor, now you can stop talking shit about it.
Wow. It has nothing to do with him being your father for you. What does it have for him? I mean, he wouldn't be the first absentee rich dude father who decides that he wants to do something to kind of make a big gesture for his little girl, right?
That's a distinct possibility. But that means it's coming from him to me, not the other way around.
More importantly, it's important to people who want to hunt you down.
That's true. They do think that that's leverage against me. They are only correct incidentally.
I never had a whole lot of doubts about you wanting to be a good person and wanting to do the right thing. That's not really the source of my issues.
No, but I keep, guys, I am 40.
Yeah, it's a little sad.
I am over that.
Is the Zone of Truth still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Out of curiosity, how does this thing work? Is it what you think is true, or does it really reveal hidden truths you keep to yourself?
You can't actively lie. Like, if you lack the knowledge, I don't think that counts. But you can't.
So if you're deluded, you can still say you're delusion, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. Stop projecting on all of us. We get it.
What?
You have problems. I'm just tired of hearing it. You want to talk about it from you? That's great. Don't tell me it's me. It's not me.
Oh boy.
Well,
for you to think you don't have daddy issues, or ones that are bigger than mine, yeah, I think deluded is the word that comes to mind.
Oh my God.
And I tore my father's face off, you know? I mean, so.
It's true. She did.
I don't disbelieve you. She like taps the Stone of Truth and is like, this thing's still on, right, Psalm?
I don't know what to tell you, man. It looks on.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Right. You want this not because of who your father is, but because you believe that it's the right thing to do.
It's not about that. It's about Cass's... I've never met someone so set in their ways, who can see reality, looking them in the face and saying, maybe there's another explanation that I would prefer more. I've never met such an idealistic cynic in my entire life.
Hey now, we weren't even talking about you.
That's true. You're not. You weren't. I've been bottling this up for weeks, and this has been the perfect opportunity to let all that shit come out.
Okay.
Once again, holy shit, this isn't about you. You guys can't turn it off, can you?
Turn what off?
Turn off the thing where you think that everything is about you. I understand that your family drama is very important to you. I respect the shit out of that. It has nothing to do with what I am talking about right now.
See, I guess that's the difference between us. I don't think everything's about me. I mean, I really think I'm sort of just someone out there trying to have a good time. I'm suspicious of anyone who thinks everything is about them, who thinks that they're on a quest or thinks they're on a mission, because I've been fucked over by that type of thing before. So that's my deal, is I don't really trust when people think they're trying to save the world. I wonder what they're really up to. Because a lot of times people who say they want to save the world have other things on their mind.
Absolutely. Like I said, the most idealistic cynic I've ever met. It's fine. I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll prove you wrong.
Please do.
Maybe.
That being said, I am kind of hungry.
Durst chuckles.
Sam says, "You know what? I think I'm gonna stay on the ship. You guys can go have a meal somewhere else. I'll let this stupid zone wear off so we can stop."
The
Using
crew.
it.
The crew is like, "Do you want to eat with us?"
Are you gonna talk about your talk about drama shit?
Is family trauma your ideal dinner conversation?
No, we're mostly going to talk about who is fucking whom, and
I'm in.
So he pulls out a bottle of just liquor and he's like, "This is dinner."
I'm so in. Durst just
I'm
sidles up.
also in.
Where he's like, "Yes, I will feed you a delightful." Okay, can't say that. And he pulls out this bottle of unidentifiable clear liquor and says, "This is the meal." So Durs and Psalm drink some victory vodka.
With the crew. Fuck yeah.
Dear God, it burns.
I'm gonna stay on the opposite end of the ship from Psalm for now.
Smells like moonshine.
What's the proof of moonshine?
Oh,
Yes.
it's 200 proof. I mean, 198 or something like that.
It would depend on like the brand of moonshine, would it not? Or is there like a bottom?
Oh,
like
I mean, real
150.
moonshine isn't a brand.
No.
It's a thing that people make. If it's a brand, it's not moonshine, really.
Well, no, what I mean is like you can make it stronger than like is there like I don't know. So is there like a minimum like strength it has to be, or
apparently moonshine is considered is yep, there we go. Moonshine is usually has an alcohol by volume of at least 40%, but it has been known to be as high as 80%.
right?
So that's somewhere between 100 and 150 proof, which means it is flammable.
And remember, alcohol burns hotter than gasoline.
Yes, it does. So you all consume material sustenance and or booze. The crew explained that they're laying off the food for a couple of days. They're just sticking to booze for a while. Don't worry, they fly better with it. Oh wait, nope, Psalm, you're there. They're like, yes, we fly. We like getting drunk. We prefer the experience of being intoxicated to being sober. Have you tried facing the world sober? It's very difficult.
I agree. It is very difficult.
And they
I'll drink to that.
They look at the stupid ring and they're just like, I hate this shit.
Hey man, you invited me to this side of the ship.
No. Yes, it's just I don't know. Where did this come from? How did this happen? Can you turn it off?
Do I know it's gonna last for 24 hours? Or
You actually do not know how long it will last, but you do know that you cannot dismiss the magical effect.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't get rid of it. It just happened because we fucking went to Mirage and oh no, I cast a spell.
Maybe it'll only last while we're in Mirage.
Yeah, so we should probably leave before before the circle starts more shit.
Oh, Harlan, that's a brave dream, and totally untrue. You guys.
Maybe we should
He
do a poker
believes
game.
it, so he can stay in the circle.
Do what? What was that, Cass?
Cass just sort of shouted across the ship. Hey, maybe we should have a poker game. That'd be really interesting.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm in. Let's get weird with it.
You guys experience some. Oh, jeez.
The good poker players will suddenly be in trouble.
Like silence is always an option, but at the same time, bluffing and deception takes a huge digger. You can't. There's a whole lot of poker technique that goes into trash talk, and a lot of that might not be doable right now. But anyone who would like to get in on this poker game can roll straight charisma. Normally, your bluff or deception would apply, but you can't do that right now.
Straight charisma?
Straight charisma. Two crew members join in on this sprawling poker game.
Oh. Bitches! I rolled a nat 20.
Oh
Nice.
I did not.
Put that shit in
I
the
also
general
rolled a
chat.
nat 20.
Oh no.
Nice!
It's only a 23 from me though, for Mac.
Ah, so close!
You are hereby accused of cheating. You're the one who brought. Even though, how do we know that you didn't have Cass bring in the card game idea when you knew how to take advantage of the zone of truth better than anyone?
You know because I'm standing in the zone of truth and I didn't do that.
Shit.
Got him.
Shit. Long story short, you earn 15 gold pieces from the crew.
Don't eat my sweater!
Harlan and Cass break even, probably?
Oh no, it's winner takes all.
Oh, okay.
This sprawling table of 7 players When you ante up, you can't cash out until you're eliminated.
Tasty.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to do until on the way to Janam?
Yeah, I want to take Durs aside, far away from some zone of truth.
For the rest of the duration of the zone of truth, I am literally just going to do my damnedest to keep everyone fucking out of it. Like that's
You don't have to keep everyone out of it. You just have to keep me out of it.
No, that's what I'm doing. Is like if anyone walks up to me and is gonna like look at me to ask something and the zone of truth is up, I'm gonna walk away. Nope.
What's wrong? Some can't handle pure unmitigated truth. It's like human beings weren't designed for that.
I can't handle the fact that everyone is like walking up to me and having a conversation next to me.
I'm sorry. You have become.
You're a commodity.
You're a commodity. You will be bought and sold and traded.
Oh, isn't that just the fucking theme of my character?
I kind of Durs gives like a small chuckle as he notices that you're taking us away from the zone of truth, and he comes with you.
One, I can't handle the feeling of being compelled to tell the truth. It's disgusting.
You could have ended
two,
that sentence at "I can't stand the sensation of being compelled." Period.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's fine. What do you need?
Do you speak Infernal?
Ooh, I don't think so.
I don't
know
think so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Meredith. Drazul is too stupid for that.
Hey, Drazul's got an 11 int. He's not
okay.
Stupid.
He
speaks Orcish, Elven, and Common.
He's too mundane for that.
That's fair.
So she asks you that, sort of like closes her eyes and like catches herself for asking something dumb. It's like Elvish will do, and is going to have this conversation in Elvish.
Sounds good. It sounds a little awkward coming out of his mouth, like Elvish words aren't meant to be spoken with a mouth full of tusks.
Right.
Yeah, there's way too many teeth for this language.
He makes it work, but it does sound odd.
So what exactly do you see in Mary? Like, I know she's training you, but I mean, as a candidate for the throne, I find her lacking.
I suppose I see potential. Nobody starts out a god unless they're born into it. She's got a fire.
I'm glad you can see it.
Well, for now, it's enough to see where it goes. I mean, we don't have a lot of other options in this moment. And I'm willing to see how she responds when we put her in certain situations. See if she can garner worshippers, or if she's unsuited for that sort of role.
I was about to say, Drazul, considering that you have been trained by her, you understand more so than anyone else her rigor, like her overall level of physical, emotional, spiritual, and theological rigor.
She's very dedicated.
She does hold promise.
That I can understand, but there's a feeling that I get observing her. It's like she's holding herself back For someone who says that she's as thirsty as she is to prove herself, she doesn't have anything to show for it. She's not eloquent. She's not martially powerful, and I can't tell if she's really that weak or if she's manipulating us into doing this work for her.
I think she hasn't been put in the right situation yet. Holt's blade wouldn't have shattered if he wasn't in the correct situation. And I don't think her moment has shown itself yet. But I think that there's, as I said, potential there, and I'm willing to nurture it. Her. And see if, well, what comes of it, I suppose. I'm eager to see what happens when she gets these artifacts in her hands, as I'm sure you are as well.
But I'm trying my best to reserve judgment for. I'm hoping that coming in contact with powerful artifacts will awaken something, and we'll get a little bit more of a heading. But you're right, she hasn't come across anything that's really tested her. She's an untempered blade.
Exactly. An untempered blade with, dare I say it, inexperienced blacksmiths at the moment. And he kind of gestures between the two of you. I don't know about you, I don't go around every day trying to make a god.
No, goodness no.
I'm about to say, at this point, her most skilled instructor was Erlon, and it's very unclear exactly how much she was able to learn from him.
I don't feel like a god maker, I feel like a chaperone.
Well, we sort of are, aren't we? Chaperones for a tiny baby god.
What do you mean?
We're babysitters. We're Holt's babysitters. He asked us to find someone to fill the seat. This is the only willing candidate we have come across who actually has potential. So, we watch for opportunities. We help in what ways we can. We babysit.
For the record, I don't like that.
Yeah, well,
But it's not about what we like to do.
exactly. If God himself had not appeared before me and asked me to do this task, I too would be feeling quite
Lost?
awkward. Yes, awkward about the whole thing. I wouldn't be doing it, honestly. But I think that, well, taking out the bowl, I think acts like that, if we can make Mary the face of our group and demonstrate her removing these threats from people, doing the sorts of good that Marduk might have done. And he kind of, like, his skin kind of crawls as he says this. But if we can help her to do this, then we can amass worshippers for her. There's no god without those willing to follow them. She can't ascend without appropriate power and belief.
And we can help with that.
I'd like to think that that's a skill set I may have access to, yes.
Alright. Doing good for the sake of restoring balance.
Disgusting, isn't it?
Incredibly. And I'm not really sure how much lasting good we're actually going to be able to do.
That's okay. I'm 100% alright with that. Just has to be the appearance of it.
That works for me.
Just has to look like we're doing good. How many gods actually do lasting good for their followers? You just have to do enough to garner some praise, to fill up a tome with your great deeds. It's all show business. And Mary's just not very good at show business yet.
Yet.
Exactly.
Thank you, Durs.
Of course.
Could either of you give me a knowledge religion roll?
Yes.
Or both of you, preferably both of you.
Yes.
Gladly.
Ooh, that's tasty.
Ooh.
That's a... Oh, you beat me.
Hey.
I was so excited.
I know.
Hey, every little bit helps. So it creates. You're unfortunately in a slightly paradoxical position. Because Marduk could not be more anti-show business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to create you have a difficult scenario ahead of you. How do we get the word out without too much flash and fire?
We let rumor carry it.
Indeed.
We have to do small deeds that spread. It would be a much easier thing if we had, another Battle of the Seven Winds that we could toss her into, but that's not going to happen, thank goodness.
I mean, not with that attitude.
I don't really feel like stirring up a whole war right now. Maybe
Great
later.
idea. Perfect solution. We'll just stir up a giant war and hope that we come out on top. Okay, so all I'm saying is, if we spin the revolution wheel, it will definitely land on fully automated luxury gay space communism. It happens every time.
Grassroots is what I'm proposing.
That sounds like a way better idea. If you start a revolution, you don't get to choose where it ends up.
We start with some kittens out of trees and go on from there.
I mean, I thought destroying the human suit crafter was a step.
Oh
in the
yeah,
right
that'll. I think that was a good step in the right direction. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
direction. Because it creates two things. Not just a praise for this individual, but because we know not only are they now praising the name, but they're scared too. We need to put fear in the hearts of those in the underworld. That's as valuable as praise from the common folk for
See,
a
that
good
is
deity.
something that I understand.
Exactly.
Good.
Marduk as Batman.
I mean, if
I'm not saying no.
imagine if Batman had any civil administration abilities.
So
That's-
Oliver Queen?
Yeah, we're making Oliver Queen.
Yes. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to do before you reach Janam?
I want to talk to Mary.
You find her boxing a non-load bearing column.
Cool. So,
Oh,
how do you
cool.
see this going? How do you see this going, Mary?
A lot of different ways.
Hmm.
What's
your ideal path?
Well, I mean, ideally, you guys choose me, but I feel like something big is coming. I can feel it.
Hmm.
Got my hackles up. I didn't mean to take it out on Cass and Meredith, but that's what happened. Anyway, the point being, we should meditate.
Okay.
Derzul, give me a raw wisdom roll.
Yeah. Please be good. Please be good. Hey, 14 plus 4, that's 18.
Derzul,
Bow.
do you
Yep.
feel it? The way the
Sure
shit clings to the air.
Ugh.
There's a shit blizzard coming in.
Oh, God.
But now that you quiet yourself and like block out the sound of the bioengineered ship around you, you too, as someone who's connected to this whole experience, can feel it. Like
we're sailing into rough waters.
Well,
like
the thing that I was recently watching a video about Hank Hill's true superpower, true power level on YouTube. And one of the things that he that is described as his immense power is when he closes a screen door, it shakes like the camera, and the narrator describes that as he's shaking the entire universe so much, so deeply, so universally that no one can even feel it. And this is only accomplished because he is sending the shockwaves of the initial blow go through time and space, as such, making the whole blast so contained. What is it? Something is either coming or has happened, and the shockwaves are overlapping you where you are now.
No, that's troubling.
I'd love to answer your question, but I don't think what my answer is going to matter in a few hours.
You think it'll be that soon?
Yes. It's like
Suppose we should prepare
hurricane.
everyone.
It's like arthritis in a storm. Something big is going to happen, and it gives me a really bad feeling. So, could we please table that question for later? I'd love to answer it.
I'm going to go speak with the rest of the group.
That's not
If something is coming, well, they should know too.
I just wanted a quick word with Harlan while that conversation was going on.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Do you think I'm too hard on her? I mean, I
On
think
Meredith.
Oh God, no! How could I be too hard on Meredith? I mean, come on.
That's what I was wondering. I was confused there for a minute.
Oh no, Meredith is like, you know.
Yeah.
One thing Meredith is she's tough. She's got a tough. She's got a tough. You know, she grew up in the same family I did. It gives you pretty good calluses for certain types of things. Now, I met Mary. I mean, I kind of feel bad. I feel like I hurt her feelings. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, if she's supposed to become a god, and she gets her feelings hurt from me trolling her, what the fuck type of god will she be?
That's a good question. You don't want a capricious god to be the god of your goodness.
Yeah. I mean, it almost worries me more than anything else. Is the fact that I feel bad for her, that I've been mean to her. I mean, I just figured it would just be like water off a duck's back. You know, I'm just being a little sarcastic. It's just my thing. But the fact that it bothers her that deeply, I don't know. I mean, is that what a god's made of?
Depends on the god.
Who said that? Did the voice actually say that?
Yes, a voice comes through one of the pipes, which just says, "Depends on the god."
Who the fuck?
What was that?
Oh, hi. My name's Gritty. I swabbed the decks on this here ship. I couldn't help but drop an eaves. It's basically what I do 99% of the time. I've got an entire group of invisible servants who just clean the ship, so I don't really need to do anything. Yeah. It depends on the god that you're dealing with.
Makes
Well,
sense to me.
I mean, I
And
don't know
even
much.
though it was never like Marduk, it doesn't mean it can't be like Mary.
I
And
suppose.
some things just,
I mean,
cut deeper.
I just figured that. I mean, not having literal balls, obviously, but having some balls would probably be more godly. But
I
I'll
think
go
she's got
easier.
balls aplenty.
Think
Just
so?
Harlan, you succeeded on your knowledge religion check. The Marduk that was, I don't think there is ever a single story of him getting angry ever. That being said, his social ineptitude is widely known. He was a recluse. He usually sent someone else to do the talking. He really didn't like doing it. He liked
with your
he liked reports. He liked lore. He liked history. He didn't want to hear someone tell him a story. And there are a whole lot of like accounts of him just like misunderstanding basic social cues. Like shaking hands with children because he doesn't know what to do with them.
I imagine someone like hoists up an infant baby for him to kiss, and he sternly shakes the baby's hand.
Yes.
Baby screams.
A firm but gentle handshake. And the baby is just like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Is that not what I'm supposed to do?" And they're like, "No, you kiss it." And he's like, "Why the fuck would I kiss a baby?" Well, that doesn't happen because like he's just sort of he's got that coolness to him. He's got that. You know what? I'm gonna upgrade that coolness to coldness. He's got that coldness about him, and you just say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
So do you think I should give her a break? I mean, I don't think I've been that mean to her. Have I?
I don't think it's really about being mean or being not mean. It's more about the way you work.
I guess
Like
dismissive?
when
Maybe
you make fun of me for being old, that's funny.
Mhm.
But like,
if y'all wish, you can make a sense motive roll.
Ha. 9! That's one of my best!
well done.
What was that, Harlan? 7?
No, I said well done. 14.
14. Yeah, you have no additional insights. You're gonna have to talk this one out. Cass is making a lot of good points. Who really knows what's going on here?
Like, you can still, tease her and shit, just maybe not about that.
I guess the thing that probably bothers her the most is I'm dismissive of her. Like, I don't take her seriously. I mean, I take you seriously. I mean, I take her seriously. I take the rest of us seriously. But I don't know, I just can't take her terribly seriously.
Plus, think about all these conversations we had with her in earshot about, oh, well, what if it's, we have this new person on the throne. Like, she's not even there.
Well, yeah.
Like, we're just considering tossing her by the wayside as soon as we get someone better. I think we should let her know that no matter who we put on the throne, she's part of our team.
Is she?
I don't know, I'd like her to be. Oh, brutal, Dave.
Damn. Cass is not having it today.
Fucking brutal. I love it.
Stop it, she's already dead.
Okay. I'll
I
think
mean,
about it.
you're not wrong. That's why it hurts so bad. Why did it hurt so much? Because it was real.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to run it by you. I mean, I usually talk to my friend Grim when I have kind of moral questions, and I mean, I guess you got to do for now. He's another
Well,
Mardukan.
I am honored.
Mardukan? Mardukan?
Yeah, it's like a turducken,
Okay.
but without the toe.
All right. I'll try to be good. No, I mean, really, I will.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's say you're not in the zone of truth, so I can't call you. I can't force you to renege that lie. I'll do. I'll try.
Something. I'll try to do
I
something.
imagine that Harlan has been using the zone of truth to tell jokes. That it's been like a cop for physical comedy.
That's
How so
fantastic.
exactly? I don't exactly understand.
Like, if he says something that would be extremely funny to be a lie, and then negates the joke by stepping in the zone of truth.
Got it. Congratulations, Sam. Your debilitating magical condition has been turned into a prop.
Well, I was thinking we could do a party trick of best fuck ever with Psalm Zone of Truth, but yeah.
Oh.
That might bother Psalm.
It would be funny, though.
Seems a little touchy. About this whole thing. Truth thing.
Makes sense. I guess I would be too if I cast a spell and had it go haywire. And
I thought it was fun.
You guys are like, it's like standing around an introvert and like having a fucking conversation, and like the introvert like moves away, and you guys are just like, oh, the zone of truth is moved. Let's go back over to the zone of truth. I'm like, fuck.
No, we're not in the Zone of Truth. Currently.
It's got a weird radius, like it pierces through the hull of the ship, so like he can walk on a lower deck and catch someone in it for a split second.
That's extreme.
Ride in the wing.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
I'll make a custom one later.
Yeah, that Cass probably said that as she just walked across the Zone of Truth. It's like
There's
party meeting.
There's something coming.
Now.
I don't know. Something happened or is happening. Some sort of... There's a shift. I would call it cosmic. Or perhaps the level of deities. There's some sort of shift and I can feel it. Mary and I... Mary and I think we're heading into it, so...
You did felt it. You can't currently feel it anymore. It took a whole lot of silence for the world to become quiet enough for you to hear it. Evidently, she's able to hear it natively.
There's... Do any of you practice meditation?
I can't say I do.
Not for a while.
I don't know how to describe it to you other than to say that
You had a feeling?
It was reverberating, and we're heading into it.
It wouldn't be something like if we're coming into Janam. something in that magical charged air?
No, it's an event of some sort. It's not a salient,
So it's
everyday occurrence.
not
Gotcha.
what's her name? Your old boss, Mary. It's not her.
I wouldn't know.
It's a disruption of some sort.
Is there any way I could like maybe translate this through like knowledge planes? Like does that like have any correlation to this, whatever it is?
It couldn't hurt to roll.
Okay.
If you roll well enough, it may serve you.
I would like to assist.
Where's my...
Every little bit counts.
Every
Knowledge,
little bit does
knowledge
count.
Arcana useful in this?
Roll that beautiful Arcana footage.
I am going to roll
Not
a shitload of
spellcraft.
combat today.
No.
I have not a freaking clue.
Take my bonus.
Well, the other way around. Now
I
Psalm will
think
be
you're
assisting
taking
you.
my bonus, yeah.
we bounce our brain cell back together.
Yes.
Rapidly oscillating brain cell.
So, Meredith, you and Psalm put your heads together and basically understand that, like, events on a plane, like, you get a basic understanding of, like, time, magic, and, like, the power of events. If energy is both is both like matter, if it's a wave and a particle, then the bottom line is, yes, it's entirely possible that it would have to be a future event. If it was a past event, then you would know where it was coming from, or it would be more
Right.
easily for someone attuned to it to detect where it had come from.
So future
I'm
events
still
so
just,
powerful
like-
that it's sending ripples throughout, like on a planar level.
Yes.
So it's like something that is going to happen in the future, like for sure, and now it's like affecting shit now.
Yes. Actually, now that you think about it, it is probably the planar holes in existence around Mirage which are allowing this sort of attenuation to become possible.
Oh, so it's like a spidey sense sort of deal.
Yes. So because certain parts of the planar cosmology, especially the webs in waiting, exist in the future, it's entirely possible that events from there can reach into the past, into the material plane, for someone to be able to detect them.
Sam's
Think
brain
any more of that
explodes.
moonshine? 'Cause I feel like that would be really helpful right now.
It couldn't hurt.
Harlan offers around the flask.
Psalm is a charisma caster, so his intelligence is not that big.
Well, like the way Psalm would understand it is like seers are a thing. People have been able to see the future for thousands of years. You get into a special state, and if you're a certain kind of person, then you can't predict the future, but you can use the events that are currently happening to help you understand what is going to happen. And through magical means, it is in fact possible to predict the future, to foresee it.
It's an educated guess.
Right. But sometimes it's possible for events looming so large on the horizon that they're impossible to miss.
Gotcha.
Which is what's happening like right now.
Yes, this would be an
Okay.
example of like, if you're trying to detect
Everyone is
whether...
a seer in this instance.
Right, like if you were trying to foresee the future and be like, well, I have a happy marriage, this is gonna be tricky. But like, if the volcano is going to erupt tomorrow and like blot out the sun with terrible ash and rain fire down on the world, anyone who was trying to detect something lesser would end up getting like blindsided by that.
Right. Okay.
So, one question. If we're heading into it and we're worried about it, why not just turn back? I mean, maybe it's something that could be fun, but I mean, it doesn't sound like you guys are really enjoying the idea of this. So pay the captain a little extra and have him turn around.
This isn't a literal storm we're flying into, is it?
No.
And also, you may not be flying into it. It may just engulf you.
It's a
It's not a
spiritual
cloud head, it's
disturbance.
a revelation.
Is this like feeling whatever Durs and Mary have? Is it like 100% like a bad or ominous feeling, or is it just like a lot of like one thing? Like
A tsunami would be bad for the people who experienced it, but you couldn't call it evil.
right. I guess what I would equate it to more is like is it like a tsunami where it's just going to happen, or does it feel like there's like maybe like a wave of zombies like running over us, or like an army, or like I don't know, something to that effect, or is
No.
it just like a
This-
natural like occurrence of like, oh, this big whole like
This is
mess
a
of water made us
metaphysical. This is
Yeah.
a metaphysical event that is already happening, and we are going to be hit with the repercussions of it,
Right,
Exactly.
okay.
Like,
regardless of where we go.
This is primal. You could run, you could hide, but no one will be protected from what's coming.
Oh, okay, then fuck it.
Alternatively, you could, in fact, hop to another plane of existence, just chill out in the Nexus for a while, and hope you end up someplace better. Just hit
Oh,
the
right, I'll get
revolution
on
button on your life, and just, who knows where you'll end up? Maybe you'll end up in the land of prostitutes and blowjobs, but you're probably gonna end up on the dinosaur planet. I don't know why, but 90% of people end up on the dinosaur planet, and then they die.
Oh, well, I mean, normally in these circumstances, I'd suggest an orgy, but I can't really do that with Meredith around. So
It'd be awkward.
I was
awkward.
just trying to give you all a heads up.
You
The
think
armor
it's the
would
kind
have
of
to
thing
stay
we
on.
should try to land for?
It doesn't sound like something we can prevent. It might just be something we have to weather. Like, I don't know what else to do if it's just gonna happen anyway.
Like, what if somebody told you that a meteor was going to crash into the planet tomorrow? You could try to stop it, but
so what are you gonna do?
That's Armageddon.
Right.
I'd blow it up and fuck Kate Blanchett. Not Kate Blanchett, Liv Tyler, the other Lord of the Rings lady.
I don't wanna go free. I don't wanna murder.
I always prefer Deep Impact.
If only because I really dislike Aerosmith. I've discovered in my age, I just don't like them.
It's okay, that makes two of us.
I was about to say, also, like, I'm willing to accept that that's, like, bad. That's bad of me to not like Aerosmith, but, like, fuck them. I don't know them anything.
Everybody's got their own shit they like, so who cares?
Everybody's got their bugbears, and Aerosmith is mine. Get those lips off my fucking stage. Anyway, continue.
I'll go talk to the captain. I'll see if a bit more gold can't make this thing get us to Janam faster. Taking shelter with a bunch of the most powerful mages in Septemport seems like a pretty good shot.
You're not wrong.
I'm with you on that.
Unless they're the source of whatever the hell this is.
Then we're fucked anyway.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
there's no avoiding it. If the Wizards of Janam decide to blow up the plane, wow, what a shitty campaign I'd be running.
Good fucking luck, I guess, yeah.
So you go to the captain, who's got It's like a navigational computer, but analog. Like, the crew are at attention, but none of that, if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean shit. Like, as long as nothing goes wrong, then nobody needs to do anything.
It's like at ease, but paying attention to your screens.
Right, yeah, exactly.
This man's playing Galaga, thought we wouldn't notice.
Right, he thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Wash is playing with his dolls again. But, I mean, like, nothing else he needs to do. What can I do you for?
How far from Janam are we, Captain?
We are about 14 hours out, I would say.
And if I were to offer you more gold to pick up the pace, it seems our timeline's moved up.
Well, if you wanted to do that, we'd be incurring some maintenance costs, and you'd have to become acclimated to the scent of Helgak farts, but I could cut it down by 4 hours.
I believe we could endure.
Throw me 500 gold, and we call it a deal.
I can do that.
Marvelous.
But 4 hours, Captain. Is that really the best you can do? If I were to tell you that there may be a magical storm on our way?
He, like, looks over his instruments, and he's like, do you know something I don't?
As a matter of fact, I do. I'm, Cap the player did not prepare some dialogue, but I am very willing to do some fast talk bluff roll.
I'm about to say, give me a delicious bluff roll to be like, oh yeah, we detected a shit blizzard coming in. We're gonna want to land fast. Consider that although this brevity advantages us, it would advantage you as well.
That's a 27.
Oh boy. So unfortunately, you did sort of give your game away, but you do a very good job of selling. And he's like, okay, boys, we got a few corners here and there, cut off some dead weight. If what they're saying is true, then we will remember your kindness. But if you were playing us...
If I'm playing you, then what does it matter? You're richer.
You make a good point. All right, everybody. We're going to cut it in half. Everything on overdrive. Get your clothespins ready. The entire innard of this ship is filled with a sickening cloud. Everyone within becomes sickened. Eventually.
There is no safe.
Like, there is
no escape.
If you did not take...
My filter hood.
Like, if somebody can set up a zone of sweet air that can save you for a little while, if you have the dirty living feat, then, like, you're like, oh, whatever, this is filth I'm accustomed to.
Does Endure Elements doesn't do shit?
No, unfortunately.
Not an element.
Unfortunately, shit is not an element.
Unfortunately, filth, not an element.
I mean, there's shit elementals, so...
There are indeed...
No. What about the filter hoods?
The what?
The filter hoods.
Oh, the filter hoods!
Yep.
Yep, if you guys want to put on those filter hoods, they will protect you from this.
Literally the best investment we've ever made in Fortnite.
Yep. You're welcome.
If I wear the filter hood and Zaju stays fully inside me the whole time, does he suffer any consequences?
He would be able to smell it, but it would be far away, like when you can smell someone, like, I don't know, burning something on a grill.
Right, okay.
But he won't get any penalties, but he'll be like, I really don't want to go out there.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you guys all put on your filter hoods, and the crew puts on their clothespins, and you guys are able to weather through this storm and land in Janam earlier than expected. You will not be ambushed by this terrible occurrence. Unless there was something else that you guys wanted to do before you got to Janam in your filter hoods.
No.
So you guys land. Everybody gets what they want. The ship is running hot and stinky. Like, it is. When it lands, it begins venting.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God.
Oh boy.
The scent is terrible. The officials who come out to greet you, like, on the airfields, on the airship, are like, okay, you're gonna need to come to us. I'm not going over there. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to go over the yellow line. We're gonna leave the rules aside right now.
Extenuating circumstances, I understand.
And considering now that your paperwork is in order, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is all fine.
So are Helgar farts more hydrogen or helium?
Oh, Helgak farts are definitely hydrogen. They're flammable.
No sparks. Okay.
Nope, don't do that.
No smoking.
Dear God.
I feel like they may have insisted Meredith take off her chainmail just in case. Or scale mail, rather.
Like, fucking, I'm getting goddamn Return to Thunderdome vibes. Like, no, methane comes from Helgak shit. Yes, if you guys wanted to rush, you could just head off to the sort of, like, the Hall of Records immediately. Right, sorry, let me set the scene. So you guys arrive in Janam.
Describe this.
Yes, it is a very magical city, where Mirage was a city of, like, innovation. Janam is a city of water. It's built into the side of a mountain, and there are a lot of sort of like float stone aqueducts, which causes just like falls to cascade from the mountain. As you work your way up, you work your way into the upper echelons of society, which is not to say that the
There's this caster just going, Mary, look at that.
Which is not to say that the people on the ground are like poo-pooed on and treated like shit. It's just to say that the people who are the least live on the ground. But the standard of living in Janam is adequate. Like, there is definitely a sense of, hey, we should take care of poor people. We should just spend some of our magical energy on that, you know? Just, I don't know, it makes me feel bad when I don't.
Like,
It's
it would
really
just
hard
be
to
so easy.
It's really hard to believe that people are suffering when people can just create food and water like at will.
That's right. Although it is suggested not to rely on that. If you create food and water, it comes from somewhere.
You could also like conjure good berries though, which last for like a full meal.
What you do
Right.
need to harvest what is it, holly that the good berries come from?
Any sort of berry.
Okay, yeah, but you do need to harvest the berries, and even so, like,
Right, but you could just like take the poisonous ones or the ones that aren't good for you to eat, and then you can make them good berries, right?
Yeah.
you could, yes, but the wave has a way of balancing itself out. If you take too much from the weave, it's gonna take it out on you somewhere.
He's trying to say it gives you the shits.
Right.
I mean, like,
you get to eat though every day. So.
right, yeah. I mean, like, well, it's like you could inadvertently damn someone else across the world.
It seems like they solved that problem a bit in Mirage with the edible, like,
Moss.
algae moss
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
building.
Like, they're like, okay, well, we're just gonna engineer a thing that grows everywhere that you can eat. If you conjure like generic food and water, it's coming from somewhere. Like, if an entire city ran off of conjured water for like 50 years, someone's aquifer somewhere would dry up. You just don't know who it is.
cities in real life should have edible shit growing off of buildings.
I
Same.
agree completely. Hello, roof gardens. Fuck it, lawn gardens. Gardens everywhere.
Just
No lawns.
walking down. Just imagine walking down the street and you become peckish and you just like pick shit off the side of a building and be like, "This looks delicious," and then you eat it.
Like, yes, these decorative trees. Let me
Um,
just
could
grab
just-
like an apple or something.
Yeah.
I remember that Ronald said it was pretty tasteless in Mirage, but you could actually spend your money on condiments
Yeah.
rather than
Well,
food.
well, yeah, you could either save your money and eat tasteless filth or like not tasteless filth, but like tasteless shit that like grows off the side of the building, or you could spend money and have like chicken nuggets or whatever,
Right.
like actual food, like.
Or if you want to meet yourself halfway, you can spend your money on like mustard, and you just like have a little bottle of mustard, and you just dab it on the moss and shove it in your face, and you're like, it's a living.
Like, where's
Yeah.
my travel mustard? Don't judge me.
It's like Cap with his packet Cholula.
Shut the fuck up.
I just need a little bit. I just need a little bit to get by.
Just one more hit.
But there is a guy out there called Saint Andrew, and he's a solar punk visionary, I'd call him. He just like pontificates about things. He's like one of those deep thinking guys. And one of the concepts he's brought up is guerrilla gardening, like guerrilla as in like guerrilla warfare.
Mm-hmm.
So like his plan is just you plant seeds.
Just everywhere.
Fuck it.
My friend Kate does that.
Yeah.
She's responsible for like half of the weird edible plants that grow on the Charles River. She's just been doing. She did Johnny Appleseed the entire time
Exactly.
she lived in Boston. So now she does. Now she owns a farm and is doing permaculture. So, but
That's the real
Nope.
punk shit right there.
oh yeah, she does real punk shit.
But yeah, so like that's just a thing you can do. And so Salandra and her city took that to the next logical level, which is like, well, all we have is weird wastelands, so all we can grow is this weird moss.
But hey, you can eat it.
You can eat it. But yes. So like there's a lot of floating things around. There's sort of like a perpetual featherfall spell on the city. So don't be worried about falling to your death. But it is like, if you were trying to run away from a crime, gently falling at 30 feet per round would be not so good.
Right.
And also, when people have fallen off of the highest levels, it can take like minutes to reach the bottom. And between then and there's nothing to do because you're just in the open air.
Unless you're doing it for fun, in which case you probably brought a book or something.
Right. But if it happened on accident, you're just like, fuck. Yeah, I fell off the tower. Yeah, I know. I'll be back up in a minute. Fuck. But the College of Mages is readily available to you.
Oh, good.
Do I have to be? Do I have to pretend to be a student again?
No,
That'll-
I think we're past that.
Okay.
We're
I mean,
past
you
it. We're
can-
beyond all
You
that.
can be all interested as you like, but these letters will definitely get us where we need to go.
But yeah, like almost everyone in Janam is a spellcaster of some variety. Just magic flows in the veins of the people who live here. So we
It's
got bards.
Wide.
What?
Oh, just something I heard about the description of Eberron, where they're talking about magic in the Eberron setting is very wide, in the sense that it's just used ubiquitously everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily more powerful than other fantasy settings, but it's more prevalent.
Mages are everywhere. Every
Yeah.
single person can cast like cantrips at least.
Yeah. And like, yeah, even the magic is so deep in the culture. That's absolutely correct. Because like, if you have 10 intelligence and you have no magical bloodline, yeah, you learned your cantrips. How do I make my drink cold? fucking Ray of Frost, baby.
What, like it's hard?
Yeah,
hands
like I
become
can't.
cold.
Didn't you learn?
Wait, your pappy didn't teach you the cantrips when you were a wee lad? Wow.
What do you mean you don't know prestidigitation? That's like saying you don't know 2 + 2.
Yeah. The only reason I bathe is because I like the feeling of the sponge on my skin. You mean you have to do that all the time? Holy shit.
Wow, you must be miserable.
Right, like, wow, how does the other side live?
Mage hand. I don't know how I could live without mage hand.
Right.
Or
mean
mending.
You have to get up to go grab your drink? The fuck? Thankfully there's enough cultural exchange so that like that question doesn't happen, but if they were closed off, that would be the question from every lip, like, what? The fuck?
Right.
But you guys go to the Arcane University. Giant floating structure.
First cantrip every kid learns is mending, though, I think.
Generally, that is what they are indeed forced to learn.
Oops, I broke it. Well, fucking mend it.
Well, I'm gonna teach you how to fucking fix it, kid. I'm sick of your shit. But, yes. Professor Smallbeak! Oh, God. I'm so fucking stupid. Okay,
Small big.
Smallbeak.
What's it like to be so small but yet so big?
Jesus Christ.
Be hilarious if they were a human and not a gnome like we're expecting.
I mean, Janam is, for better or worse, a gnomish society.
Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. They're the dominant species in the city. In the same way they're the dominant species in Ankara.
And they're so good at casting magic, so...
It's
And
true.
they're so good at building weird devices.
Their brains just work different.
They really do. It's the influence of the Feywild.
No
But we go
gnomes
up to
in this setting go through the bleaching?
What was that?
the what?
The gnomes in this setting go through the bleaching?
The bleaching?
Not to my knowledge. What is that?
Oh, it's a thing where gnomes sort of get overwhelmed by banality towards the end of their lives and like kind of bleach out and lose their kind of energy.
There might be an alternate, like a racial trait thing for that, but like I don't remember off the top of my head. I've never built a gnome out, so.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a Pathfinder thing.
Huh.
I didn't know about that existing, so no. The most notable thing about gnomes is that when they hit puberty, they either get weirder or they level out a little bit.
It's a coin flip.
Coin flip, straight up.
Isn't that just like real life growing up though too?
I would say that was definitely real life for me.
Yeah, but like a little bit more extreme, especially with gnomes. Just like either you're like, you know what? I've been running all these wacky experiments all over my house, and I'm not into that anymore. I'll run a couple wacky experiments here and there, but I'm not gonna do it all the time. And then other people are like, I have invented a creature with 8 nipples.
You could use this technology to cure cancer.
I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs.
That is correct. That is dead ass correct.
Thank you, Dave.
Yowza.
I guess that's a Galarian thing.
But so you do in fact find the office of Professor Smallbeak, and he is indeed a gnome.
Is he smaller big?
Yes. Like, the Smallbeak is bizarrely proportioned. His hands and feet are just way too big for his body. Not like absurdly huge, but like he's got like Derzul hands on his little gnomish arm,
Oh, no.
Oh God.
and he's just like, what the fuck? The director at at Lewiston High School who would do all the plays. He was like that. Like, I thought he had a really big head, but I realized his head wasn't big. His body was just small. Dick Martin was his name, and he was just this weirdly proportioned dude. Great guy, as near as I can tell. He never did anything mean to like anyone I know. Like, obviously, the chance of secret monster always exists, but yeah, shout out to Dick Martin. Also, great name.
Armin
Dick Martin.
Shimmerman was like that too.
Who?
Armin Shimmerman,
Oh.
the Buffy principal and also Quark on Deep Space Nine. That makes any...
Ah.
You're absolutely right.
He definitely looked like a gnome.
But yeah, that would explain. That might be the small big family
Quirk.
sign. Yeah. It's like, oh, adventurers. We don't get too many of you around here. I'm fucking with you. We get adventurers all the time. What do you need? I hope you're not expecting us to make a weapon. We don't do that anymore.
No, we're all set. Actually, I believe that these letters of introduction will explain everything, Professor.
And he looks it over and he's like, huh, all right. Care to investigate the veracity of one of our artifacts? Well, fine by us. I would be more concerned if we had been handed a fraud than if we had I'm willing to let you to check them out, because if we are incorrect, I want my shit back.
Of course, and we would love to be proven wrong.
Exactly. Everybody wins. So you go with him, and he leads you to a vault. It's like Ankara had like a little display case with like a lock on literal fucking glass. It was probably a little bit tougher than glass, like what's that, plexiglass? But like you could just like hammer that down. This is like a gigantic vault door made with like special dwarf. It's got the fucking it's got the strong in the arm seal of approval. This shit was made to last.
Perfect.
The other one I also imagine is just like sitting in like a high school like hallway in that display case.
Oh yeah, like where they put trophies and shit.
Yeah, like where they put trophies. That's what I imagined it as. And like literally anyone can just walk into a school. Like
Yep.
So.
I'm glad you got that, because that's what I was going for.
Perfect
Okay,
vibe.
cool.
But this is like, nope, this is under lock and key, because if anybody fucks with this, I'm gonna lose my shit. Fucking Frank
And
Reynolds.
potentially your job.
Somebody's losing their job over this. But you guys go into the vault, and he's like, yeah, yes, we do parade it out every once in a while. But for the most part, we do keep it under lock and key, especially considering Marduk's departure from our world. But it was a fascinating subject to overlook. And he doesn't go full the Ankaran gnome level of talking on and on, but like he's filling the void between the time you see it and the time you get it.
Right. But we don't have to roll Constitution saves this time.
No, there's no Constitution saves before you take a nap.
This guy has inflection in his voice.
Yes. Oh my God, this guy. There's little tweaks. Man, his robe looks very cute.
Makes a big difference.
Big difference.
I understand like 10% of what he's saying.
Like, it's still not terribly interesting, but it's not so dead ass boring that you just fucking nod off. You just can't. It does not have a post-hypnotic suggestion of go the fuck to sleep. And like this area is filled with other smaller sub vaults that are also like small in the arm level locked. And he goes to one thing and he's like, I don't like keys. Someone can steal a key. No one can steal this. Have you guys seen that video of that French safe?
No.
Oh my God. It's a safe that it requires 3 keys to open and has like an entire sequence of like sliding doors that you move. Oh my god. Yep, yep, that's it. It's one of those.
It reminds me of that comic where like 2 robbers are telling this guy to open the safe, and he's like the guy with all the keys, and he refuses to do the last step. And so they break his hands, and he's like, "You shouldn't have done that." And they're like, "Why?" And a piano keyboard falls out of his fucking safe, and he's like, "Because the last key to the safe is like a fucking complex piano song, and he's the only one that can do it."
Right. Like, and like that's definitely what they're relying on here in the Janamian vaults. It's very like yes, in the Janamian vaults, like, hey man, if you kill me, you're never getting in. You could fuck around with this thing all day and all night and all year. You'll never figure it out. And yeah, he did, slides some things over and plugs in a key, and he's like, well, it's technically a skeleton key, but at the same time, like, which keyhole do you put it in? Am I right?
Right.
And like, if anyone wants to try to memorize the combination, there will be a roll. But otherwise, it just slides off your head like a fucking sleight of hand routine. And he opens it up and reveals another of Marduk's blades. And Mary picks it up barehanded. And she's like, this one's fake too.
Damn it.
And, the gnome is like, no, you can't possibly be able to tell that just by holding it. And she's like, it's not about holding it, it's about looking at it. And she, like, splays it out, and, like, she's like, it's much more subtle than the other one, but look at it here and here. And she, like, points out some irregularities and just like, he would never use an amethyst for that. Amethyst is a stone that means X, Y, and Z, and he was never about that. So that couldn't be an amethyst in there. It's... And I know it looks like a quartz. It's actually an amethyst. And he's like, oh, no. And, like, the more she talks, the fucking darker his expression gets. Just like, oh, no. Like, I don't know.
Fascinating.
Right, like, I was watching the clip from fucking The Defenders where Matt Murdock is fucking crushing that guy in court. And it's just like that. It's just like... You're asking all the right questions, you're saying all the right things, and at that point, your subject has 2 choices. They can either solemnly agree and go with what you're saying, or they can play dumb. Neither of which is going to look good. And yeah, he's just like, how did this happen? And she's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. But we have an idea of who the culprit is, and I don't know if we'll be able to return it to you, but we'll do something about it, okay?
I have a feeling we can't just, like, flat out accuse fucking Connor of this.
Unfortunately not. He's got...
Armies.
Connor has big, plausible deniability energy.
He's also got
also-
big fucking dog guns, okay?
It's true.
That and a
And he could
monopoly
just
on
squa-
trade.
And he can just freaking squash us if he really felt like it.
The only reason he doesn't is because you're not currently big enough of a problem for him to care.
Well, so far the only people that know are the group of us, you, and the researcher over in Ankara.
Well, I think I'm going to be sending them some correspondence, and I'm going to run this up the line. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention.
Would that we could do more.
I understand completely. The fact that you have brought this to my attention speaks volumes. I don't know exactly what your game is, but thank you.
We'll be staying in the city for a little while.
I see. Well, this is my messenger code. You can call a messenger pigeon, and you can, if you give it my code, you'll be able to send the letter directly to me.
How convenient.
But
Pigeon pager.
Hmm?
Pigeon pager.
Pigeon pager. But now then, I need to attend to this. I'm going to have to escort you out.
We'll follow him out.
Yeah. When you guys leave the university, the shit blizzard strikes. So newspapers. Actually, be right back. Here it comes. I'm gonna take a piss, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about newspapers.
Oh, great.
Okay, I'm also going to take a piss, and then I'm going to hear about newspapers.
Oh, not good.
I'm anxious. Oh, I don't like this.
What? Just the shitstorm?
A art piece of two shrunken vampire children dolls.
Um,
I'm not lying.
what?
It's in memes. You're welcome.
Okay, well, here I go, looking at
It's really
memes.
not that bad. I thought it would be worse.
Oh, this is not ugh. This gets me.
What was worse? What would be worse?
Oh, look at memes and,
Yeah, man. It's just some wood children.
Mm.
Are you gonna leave them outside?
Yes,
yeah.
they can be cold.
I'm actually gonna bury them like 7 feet into the ground.
Concrete.
Yeah.
They're literally like the size of a fist. How much harm
Yeah.
could they do?
So
A lot.
much.
Mentally and physically, a lot. They can do so much.
It's that kind of thinking that gets people killed in horror movies.
Yeah. You're not a you're the kind of person who's not afraid of Chucky because you're like
Oh, I could
a
think of like a
fucking doll.
football.
6 feet taller than Chucky. Yeah, well he has a fucking knife, okay?
I'm not
That's
afraid of a
part of
doll
it. I'm
knife.
going to pick him up and punch him across the room.
Exactly. I'm gonna tear his stupid little doll head off. Like, it'll take me less than 10 seconds.
Did I miss anything?
However, upon looking at them, these dolls are creepy as fuck, and I do not like them.
Exactly. Which is why I will be burying them 7 feet into the ground and then pouring concrete over them.
Oh,
Boy.
I would hide them in the house in like a dusty corner of
You
the
are
attic.
fucked up.
Why would you do? If you ever do that to me, I am actually divorcing you.
Cap, I've got some bad news about some tricks I've already played.
Challenge accepted.
What are you doing?
Well, you know that clown mask I have?
No.
So, I have a scary clown mask that Mama sent me,
Oh god.
because she thought it would be funny.
Do
And
you?
so, yeah, and it's in the attic in Maine, and I'm telling you this so it won't scare you. But I put it in a box, and I labeled the box "Fun Surprise."
Fun surprise.
I'm never going in your attic.
It's a German antique clown mask.
I can't make the joke that I want to.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
You
No,
can't. At what cost?
the
Uh,
cost of this going up on YouTube.
This will be. If you say it, this will become the last episode.
The shitstorm rocks us all, and we all fucking die. Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Newspapers,
end.
Reynolds?
Oh yeah, newspapers.
So right, yes. So hey, spoilers. Newspapers are things that exist in this setting.
Is Cash back?
What was that?
Dave? Is Dave back?
Is everyone back?
Ah.
Oh, okay.
So like the movable type and the printing press are a thing that exist. So just thought I should throw that out there.
Is my audio gain really low, by the way? It seems like I might not be heard a lot.
I can hear you fine.
I can hear you just fine.
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
you're
just
good.
want to make sure.
But yeah, so newspapers exist. I'm sorry I haven't brought them up. There has not been exactly a whole lot of newsworthy stuff. But right now, everyone is reading the paper.
I'm gonna grab a paper.
I'm about to say, there is a crier who's just like, extra, hear all about it. You have to read it to believe it. If you want a paper, you'll need to pay 1 silver piece.
That's fine.
You know what? Not even 5 copper pieces.
That's fine.
You cross his palm with some coins, and the headline is devastating. Lost descendant of Marduk found.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Martine Evernever. There is an image of him on the cover. You suspect that he is blonde, with a pronounced widow's peak, and he is quite possibly the most dour man you've ever seen in your entire life.
Who has reported to have found this man?
So a genealogical ancestry coming from the holy
I mean, I
shit.
thought a lot of the chosen trace their ancestry back to Marduk.
These things.
Few of them directly.
None of them
Chosen as
directly.
in chosen people.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that. So the Society of Heavenly Cloaks are a secret, a quote unquote secret society of some small renown, and after tracing a series of genealogical records, they were able to discover a lost line descended from Marduk and Kira directly. And this is the last remaining survivor.
Well, he looks like fun.
Does it say where he is?
He is currently in District 4, marshaling he's gathering the information, and he just talks about the burden of his terrible destiny.
Sounds about right. Very Marduk in his speech.
Yeah, if that's where I come from, then there's no doubt in my mind that in the absence of his faith, something needs to be done, and I intend to do that something.
District 4 is where we started, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's
So,
not great.
Just out of curiosity, if Mary just disappears from the scene, would your Neomisa spend all of her energy on finding her or finding another candidate?
Can I make a sense motive check?
What did you ask exactly? All of your vowels get softened out, or is it your consonants?
He asked if Mary was like no longer findable or out of the picture or whatever, if she would focus on like finding her or just like focus on this new guy instead.
Focus on finding a new candidate. in
Yeah,
general.
a new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so sense motive would definitely be what you were looking for.
What I think is that this may have been her backup hand, and it may be a ploy to lure us out.
What did you get on your sense motive?
Pretty good. Plus 9 is a 21.
It's not about drawing you out. It never has been. The goal, I mean, there was definitely a possibility of using Mary, but failing that, they would suppress her.
The goal has always been to put a puppet on the throne.
Exactly.
And now that they have a new candidate, they don't have
Exactly.
to
They
find
didn't
Mary.
know whether Mary would make a good puppet or not. That's why they needed to get close to her. Apparently, they have found the perfect puppet.
I've never seen a face that I wanted to carve more.
Like on a piece of wood.
With a knife.
Like, this man is astonishingly dull. One might go so far to say, dangerously dull.
Well, yeah, that's like when a knife is most dangerous, right?
Well, this puts a bit of a wrench, doesn't it?
Well, kind of changes the timeline. Do we
So I
still
guess
want
it's...
to go to Connor first, or
Mary just says, no, we need to wait. The other shoe is going to drop tomorrow.
Then we wait.
And then we find our way under the district to find the throne. Can't put his butt on it if there's another butt already in it.
We'll see. Give it some time.
I want to learn more about the society.
Oh, wait, never mind. Meredith, you're an in. The Society of Heavenly Cloaks is a Black Hand front.
Do I know anything else about it? Do they
No.
just go out and
you've
door to door
delivered-
sort of...
You've delivered a few packages there. Like, basically, the Society of Heavenly Cloaks is used to launder information for the Black Hand. If the Black Hand came out and said, we have discovered this, that would be immediately suspicious and sound really bad.
It's something they use to sound scholarly.
Exactly. Like, they have bankrolled... They bankrolled the Society of Heavenly Cloaks for so long that they just sort of took it over. And they use it to credibly unveil information.
Explain this to the others. That's her. That's her doing.
oh, it seemed pretty clear.
We knew that she would speak out eventually.
Oh boy.
I'm surprised it took this long.
Well, it took this long for us to find out about it. It probably started moving as soon as you guys disappeared, if not before that.
I don't think she expected me to betray her.
But say, Harlan, you too can now feel the sensation. It's like I said, it's like arthritis. It's a nameless terror. It's a fear of the dark. But it happens to you when you're wide awake, even in the most well-lit area. There's something
Arthur takes a
looming.
long drink from his flask.
Well, I mean, since we're in Janam and we're waiting till tomorrow, seems like a good opportunity to check out what the club scene's like.
You're not wrong. Let me get the random tavern generator out.
The club scene.
About to say, oof. Dear God. Ooh. Mary says, I suggest we meet up at the Blue Wain before the end of the night. But by all means, do whatever you wish.
What's the Blue Wain?
It's a tavern.
Sounds like a plan.
But if you want to eat, drink, and be merry, that's probably not a bad idea. Like I said, this is going to get worse before it gets better.
And we won't know anything about it until tomorrow.
I need to look something up real quick. Carry on.
Can I want to... Let me look up the spell. I don't want to cast it and see what the...
Oh, you should always cast spells that you don't know what they do. I play Deltarune. That always ends up.
Oh, okay. Sure. I'll just cast it right now. No, let me double check to make sure I know what this does. Where the hell is it? This. Okay. So the spell I'm looking up right now is it's called Insect Spies. And I want to just kind of go around and see. I want to send a lot of them around and see like the general reaction of like the townspeople of like what they think about this new.
Oh boy, that's a very good idea. Yeah, it looks like there is not like a roll necessary, but it will allow you to sort of like
Hear some conversations.
right. For example, an insect is unable to relay someone's emotional state or determine who among several people it saw who is in charge. Who's in charge?
But, like,
big fucking roach shrug. But they can relay like words they have heard and information.
Right, like general like reactions, like actual things that people have said, or like their reaction of like reading the headline or the article or whatever, right? Like not necessarily how they feel about it, but like that would be how they feel about it, just audibly.
Right. You succeed. It just happens. People are excited. People are hopeful.
Is there anybody that is like doubtful or doesn't like this?
A few people here and there, but they don't want to rock the boat.
Right. Okay.
Like 95% of people are like, holy shit. We might be on the right track. We might be able to unfuck this situation.
Okay.
This invisible fucking that nobody wants to talk about. Now we can talk about it because we have a solution.
Yeah, you can never talk about a problem before you have the solution.
I mean, you could, but it makes you seem naughty.
I'm gonna sidle up to Meredith. Can we discredit this information? You said you know that this group of quote-unquote scholars or whatever is in fact a front. Can we get that knowledge out there into the world?
No,
I mean, you could
not without
try.
infiltrating them.
You could try, but there's an entire machine built against you. And if you try to piss in someone's Cheerios like this, that would go poorly.
It would be like walking into an anthill. Everything there is a finely tuned machine made to cover each other's lies. They have rooms of records that validate layers of lies. If you find one, like it doesn't matter because they've said another is the truth and have the evidence that they fabricated to back it up. It would be incredibly difficult.
We could just kill him.
The thought did cross my mind.
Isn't your old boss like a high priestess?
Yes.
The person who can bring people back from the dead pretty easily?
Yes, but there are ways to impede that.
Is it like 100% guaranteed that this person is currently working for Neomisa?
It's unclear.
If that organization is backing him, then we have to assume that he's working with the Black Hand in some way.
Mary speaks up. Indirectly, I would suspect. I think it would be far more likely that this is not someone who went to the Black Hand and said, "Hi, I want to pretend to be the son of Marduk and take over the world."
Well, no, of course not.
Yeah, no. They found the perfect candidate for the position.
They probably told him exactly what he wanted to hear.
Exactly.
They found someone who could speak well and play the parts with
Well,
what they gave him.
So you think that
And
this
what you
person
guys
is
were saying,
real?
social awkwardness is a plus for being Marduk, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, even if this guy is a complete dork, I mean, it sounds like Marduk was one. So it just helps.
They're
Before I
playing
saw the
very
picture,
well.
I thought that the headline was talking about the librarian. The one that you met.
They're playing this very well.
Oh, yes, impeccably.
About to say, this is an organized media blitz.
They know how to run a propaganda machine.
So now what? We just wait for the other foot to drop?
About to say, there's
I'm
something
going to
else that's
paste a hole in
coming.
the floor.
Well, if this is all about building faith, it seems like they're doing a pretty fucking good job.
People really want hope.
If you try to take it away from them, they'll fight you tooth and nail to keep it.
Especially if you don't have something to
Better.
immediately replace it with.
Holy shit.
What?
Nothing. Just the whole... Fuck. I didn't exactly understand the magnitude of the machine we were going up against.
It's so simple and yet so effective. It runs itself.
Right.
Because people are always scared. And they always need answers outside of themselves. It's the whole reason religion works. There has to be someone with more power than them because they're powerless. And the
If it's
thought
our
that there's
priestess,
not... There's thought that there's not something more powerful than them terrifies them to the bone.
You make a good point. Nobody wants to think that no one is driving the carriage, because that would be the scariest thing of all.
Or that the people driving the carriage actually don't give a fuck about what happens to the people riding in the carriage.
Or following along behind it.
Which often seems to be the case. For good or ill.
Right, yeah. To your question, Meredith, like Marduk and Kira, there are children in the royal family who are noted in holy texts. And it's from these entities that like the genealogy is traced.
But so much of that was lost, especially when the city at the peak was destroyed.
Absolutely.
So this is the worst kind of ploy. It's plausible.
And difficult for us to deny.
Correct.
I wonder what the Chosen think about this.
You know what? I bet some of them would be fairly outraged.
It might be time for us to team up with another force, honestly.
Yeah, no, that might be where we're able to get some support. Because, well, if they've fallen for the trick, then let's assume they haven't fallen for the trick. Because if they haven't fallen for it, they're going to be fucking furious.
The thing about the Chosen is that all of them, and I'm including myself in this, have an ego problem.
You? No.
Ah.
I couldn't imagine that. No.
I know, shocking. I understand your shock and dismay, but that's the truth of it. She smiles. Almost not forced.
Well, perhaps that's our avenue.
I wish it wasn't, but
We need
wishes were horses.
We need more manpower than just us.
Agreed. We've been doing good. We've been having fun, but holy shit.
If they're going to play this hand, we need one of our own.
Agreed.
Well, we could always join forces with Connor.
I think that the price of buying his loyalty is more than anyone can afford but him.
Harlan. So when Cass says when Cass says we could team up with Connor, like you chuckle, you react however you wish to react. But when Meredith says when Meredith says the price we would have to pay is too great, the thought that immediately insinuates itself in your head is you have no idea. And
Cass
Harlan,
did say it with a joking expression. So.
And Harlan, you have no idea where that voice came from. Like
Harlan says, though he is aware that it was a bit of a joke, because Connor would want the throne.
Of course he would. That's also not an option. Thank you, Harlan, for your contribution.
It'd be a hell of a double cross, that's all.
Let's leave it as a last resort, please.
I met the man, and my answer is no.
Let's not resort to it at all.
Ever. If I never have to meet him again, it'll be too soon.
So, is there anything else? Is there anything else that y'all would like to share in this conversation before you lie in bed for 8 hours, unable to sleep?
Oh, I'm not lying in bed for 8 hours, trying to sleep.
I'm drinking until I lie in bed for 8 hours.
Harlan, you successfully get trashed. Nothing fancy here.
I find sleep at the bottom of a bottle, and I don't care what it is.
Nothing fancy here at the Blue Wain. The inn is a single-story building of half-timbered walls with dwarf wrought iron tables and chairs. Accommodations consist of several large rooms with beds and straw mattresses, several hammocks in the common room if you wish. A small stable behind the room has room for a few horses. The innkeeper is a short human named Iomned. She is a retired soldier, one of the steppe people. She keeps an arsenal of weapons under lock and key, including a fine-looking lance. She was like, what if Mongols had lances? Is basically like what she's got going on. Like, all right, I got my bow.
I love it.
It's a kick-ass bow. I got my sword. It's a sweet sword. You never know when you're gonna get dehorsed, and that sucks. And here's the big one. Here's the lance.
For when you're on your horse.
For when you're on your horse, and you need to leave a firm impression.
And a really big hole.
I love lances.
But yes, drinks of the evening are cider, bitters, and ales, and foods are... Apparently you walked into a vegan fucking tavern, because it's all like cheese and carrots and veggie stews.
Cheese is a vegan.
Okay,
Vegetarian.
fair enough. I still... Yes, it's just a vegetarian. Just like, whoa. If the cows don't want to be milked, then why do they produce so much? You ever think about that? No, you only think of yourself.
I will come here to sleep. I will not eat here. If I don't eat something that's bleeding,
You're doing it wrong.
I'm doing it wrong.
Eat food? If you're not imposing your will on the world by consuming the flesh of the living, then like, fuck it.
Assert your dominance. Eat flesh.
If there's going to be a holy storm coming our way, I don't want vegetable soup to be my last meal.
No, holy shit, that would be so fucking sad.
I'm gonna spend my last gold pieces on some form of beef dish and whiskey.
Yeah, you visit another tavern for the evening, where they eat meat, and you get fucking you chill with the Blood Ragers for an evening. They have their own tavern where they're like, nah, none of that vegetarian shit.
I'm with
This is
you.
what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Like, we don't drink beer. That's high in calories. We drink fucking vodka.
So there's a Blood Rager tavern in town.
There is an entire Blood Rager tavern. But if you
Cass,
want
you better be coming with.
I'm about to say, if you want to hit the club scene, it's very far from the Blood Rager tavern.
Ooh, damn it.
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to choose between sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Mm. The
Yeah,
Blood
get
Rager.
all three. Get all three tonight.
Okay, I'll do the Blood Ragers. Damn it.
Is that where we all are? Hanging out with
Just
Blood Ragers?
swap tavern.
We just
Yeah,
walked out.
this tavern sucks. We're going.
This place
somewhere
was
else.
lame. We're moving on.
Tell
Right,
us
like
to meet next time.
we have an ale and then go, all right, let's dip.
Pre-game done. Let's go.
we're like ordering our like first drinks, and then we're like, oh, let's look at the menu, and then we realize, oh, this menu is shit.
What do you mean this is the entree and not the appetizers? Oh no.
Well, we got bitter cheese, curd cheese, blue cheese, dried carrot, veggie stew, sharp cheddar. I'm out. Honestly, there's no... They also have oat biscuits and cashew bread. There's no fucking meat on the menu. It's fucking insane.
Oh no!
Well,
It's even a cultured cheese substitute, not even real cheese.
I'm out. I'm fucking out.
what's that small print? Synthesized from Hellgat. Nope.
Synthesized from Helgak.
We concentrated the Hellgak farts into something with a meaty texture. I'm out.
It's all fucking organic too.
Mary is going to stay here, but obviously the rest of you can go party at another tavern. She doesn't care.
Okay. Good.
About to say, you guys end up at the Thirsty Archer on Heath Avenue. in the temple district of sprawling monasteries and chanting processions. The street is crowded outside with revelers celebrating the return of Marduk's scion.
Oh, this is so fucked.
They use that word scion. I don't think it means what they think it means.
I played a scion. This ain't the fucking same.
I mean, I met Marduk Scion once.
Those were the days.
And did he look like a rundown corner preacher?
Did he look like an
Well-
asshole?
I thought he looked like an accountant, actually.
This guy looked like I don't know, like a pit fighter. Like, he was rough. I just remember him being kind of scary looking.
I think this
Who
guy would
names
break a
their
hip.
kid Martine? It's so pretentious.
It's so...
Oh, it's with an E? Oh,
Uh-huh!
no.
Uh-huh! It's not Martin, it's Martine.
I'm drinking.
It's actually spelled Martine.
Yep. Have you considered just, like, fucking putting the barrel of a gun in your mouth?
Yeah, that's literally worse than if it was just Martin and he just said Martine.
Nope. His parents named him Martine.
If I ever meet him, I'm just calling him Martin.
I guess I'm a little bit put off just by the Ever Never thing. It just seems really like a joke
It
name.
has to be a chosen name, right? Like a stage name?
Yes.
It's unclear. It's a distinct
Ever,
possibility.
never. What a douche.
So the
Every
five
time
of-
I hear his name, I'm gonna take a shot.
So the five of you silently fucking...
No, not silently.
Oh
Okay.
no, we're not quiet about it.
Okay, so the five of
Openly
you...
and
roasting
loudly,
this
just
man.
like making fun of this man.
The five of
I don't
you-
believe he's actually. Yeah, I'm going to not quietly say that I don't believe he's actually related to him at all. This seems like a plant, especially to come out of District 4. Blah 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 blah. Just drop in little things here and there as I drink.
Oh boy. So a group of blood ragers approach your table,
Yep.
and they're just like, whoa. Why you shit talking the man? You ain't even giving him a chance yet.
Did you look at the picture of him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just look at the picture.
Seriously?
He's the most Marduk ass looking motherfucker I ever seen. Hey, you want to take this outside?
You know, I actually would.
I'd love to.
Wait a second. I mean, this is a fucking Blood Rager tavern, and you take shit outside?
Before any violence starts, you say that we haven't even given him a chance to do good. You haven't given him a chance to do good either. There's like no proof that he's gonna be actually good for any of this.
Number one, Hista said that if we tear down the walls one more time, she's gonna kick us out. Number two, you want to take this outside? Like, you have made a salient argument, a very good point, and they have responded with threats of violence.
No, I don't want to take it outside. I don't want to fight you over political differences.
Good. Then
I do. Let's go.
I do. Let's go.
Jesus.
I'm about to say, Harlan, is anyone gonna join Harlan, or is Harlan gonna throw
course.
down with 4 fucking brutes?
I'm not gonna let Harlan get the shit
Okay,
stomped out
Okay,
of him.
on
Harlan is level 6, and these guys are level 2.
Okay,
don't know
Harlan
that.
leaves his gun and his hat on the table and rolls up his sleeves.
Wait, are the
Level
rest of
7.
you guys going? Are the rest of you guys going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I use one of every one of my arms to catch each one of you to hold you back just a little bit so that the Blood Ragers go first, and then as I let you go, I cast a large person mass on the 4 of you.
Let's say if you guys want to shit stomp these blood ragers together, then you can go off king, queens, and or miscellaneous royalty. But if you want, you can try to let Harlan take all 4 of them and let it be a real fight. Like
Do
the
it,
4
Harlan.
of you, the 4 of you will stomp these pricks.
Right. I want to watch Harlan do it. I just want to make sure that
No one else interferes.
right.
Yeah,
that this is
you guys
Harlan's
are
fight.
big security detail.
I love it.
So each of you take a corner, and you're
I
like,
cast bless.
like if anyone's gonna interfere, they're gonna suddenly not interfere.
Oh boy.
Oh, I am also gonna intimidate. It's one of my only good skills.
I'm gonna watch from the doorway of the tavern, but I'm not gonna scrap with them at all.
Yes.
One of my favorite things in all of fighting game history, there is a character in the Dragon Ball Z fighting game, Android 18, and her twin brother is Android 17. And some of her moves bring out 17, but for the most part, she tells 17 to back off. And like he shows up and does a thing, and she's like, "Fuck off, 17." He's like, "Sorry, I couldn't help myself." But she has an entire special move where 17 jumps in and just says, "This is a one-on-one fight, and I'm gonna keep it that way." And he just fucking hangs out. And if you call in an assist, he fucking beats the shit out of you. It does so much damage, and like all you have to do to stop it from happening is do nothing. But if your muscle memory kicks in and you call in an assist, or you panic and you call in an assist, you will get fucking rocked.
That's what's happening
here.
with
You guys Android 17 for your boy. And like when you hit it, he has an entire speech about how this is a one-on-one fight between you and Android 18. I don't want to see anybody else fuck around.
So Harlan is gonna take the 4 of these guys one at a time. That's the plan.
Nope.
Or-
It's 4-on-1.
All at once, baby.
He's gonna curb stomp the shit out of them.
So, Harlan, could you please send me your sheet?
It's a paper sheet.
I'm a little concerned just because, Cass has never seen Harlan do any melee except an occasional pistol whip.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I've got my pistol whip ready to go.
Also, I didn't. I thought you said you left your gun and shit on the table.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like these are 4 level 2 guys. They've only got 16 hit points.
I would like to say though, before I go to the front door, I pick up Harlan's shit so no one steals it.
That's a good idea.
Nice.
You're so smart.
Harlan, give me your strength score, and do gunslingers get a full BAB?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh lord. So I'm gonna need your
My strength is
score,
10, though.
and I'm gonna need your strength score and your armor class.
Strength score is 10.
Okay.
And my armor class is 20.
How many hit points do you have?
52.
Oh lord, that's gonna be
Your strength goes up because of I made
enlarged
you big.
person. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So you're also dealing as d6 damage. Like I'm not gonna like make you roll it out because that would take a very long time and be very boring. But at the same time, so you will be able to take these guys down. You'll probably be able to hit with every attack because they're not wearing armor. And they don't understand exactly how much armor your coat gives you. So that's number 1. That's number 2. And number 3 is you have 52 fuck-mothering hit points. Even if they're hitting for D4s plus 2, based on how frequently they hit and how much damage they're going to deal, so they can take about 5 punches from you apiece. And you can take, like, let's assume they roll average. So 52 divided by 4 is 13. You can take 13 solid punches before you could go down, and they can each take 4 maybe.
Not to mention, you also have access to your grit pool, your gunslinger's dodge, and your gunslinger's initiative.
That's also true.
That's also true.
So, you turn this into the old boy fight for a brief while, and your friends keep everybody else the fuck away with staggering glares, you're gonna take 40 points of non-lethal damage, and you are gonna fuck these people up. Like it's just like I'm just crunching the numbers over here, and I don't think there's a way that you lose this fight. It's just about how much you want to hurt them and how much you're willing to be hurt. And if you're willing to put it all on the line, even if you're not willing to like seriously hurt these morons, you can win this fight.
I want to show them what the real Marduk does.
Okay.
I want to wipe the floor with them and show them it ain't no sniveling prick that does it.
Give me a beautiful combat maneuver bonus roll.
Okay.
Is this like a situation where like you like take two of them down like thoroughly and like quickly, and the other two are like, okay, we give up? Or is this like a situation where they're not going to give up till they're all
I'm
knocked
about to
out?
say, this is going to be the outcome. It's going to determine the outcome of this roll will determine what this fight turns into.
Right. Okay.
13.
Okay. This was a more of an uphill climb than you might have hoped it was going to be. But like it's we're going to fight this elderly alcoholic. How can we possibly lose? And you give them a good old I can do this all night.
I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no fucking bell. And it's perhaps more brutal than any of you would prefer. But, like, there is a whole lot of, okay, they're all gonna come at me. I'm gonna try to do some slick shit. I'm kind of fucking drunk, and I'm bigger than I expect to be. So I'm gonna get my ass kicked a little bit, and I'm gonna knock out one of them, and they're gonna be like, are you done? And you're gonna get back up and say, nah, man, I ain't done yet. Are you? And like you got a black eye, and like you had to like reset your jaw. And you're like, "Are you done? Are you done? Is this over? Do you want to surrender?" And you just keep going. And yeah, by the end of the fight, it's you and one other guy. You've got one eye swollen shut, one of your ears is popped, and your nose is broken in like 3 places. And you're like, "You can stop whenever you want." Because, like, I'm sorry, Harlan, but your pain tolerance is absurd. Like, between your hit points level and your drunkenness level, it's like, you want to go?
And my experience with an angry Meredith level.
Right, like, fucking... I'm sorry, these boys are fucking cupcakes. They haven't dealt with this sort of shit. And just, like, Harlan, how old are you?
What did I figure out for the math? 45?
You have experienced so many ass kickings. It's like, yeah, you one of my eyes won't open. That's fine. I only need one to beat 2 of you. Yeah, you broke my nose. Who gives a shit? I'm bleeding all over the place. That's fine. The head bleeds like crazy. Doesn't matter. Like, you have so much combat experience and like being wounded experience that you just fucks given absolute 0.
Just do not care.
No. And you beat
Hold my end tomorrow. What do I give a shit?
Right, like, I'm drunk. What's your excuse?
I'm gonna use Cure Light Wounds on you. 2 charges of it.
But, yeah, by the end of this, Harlan, you win the fight. It's unclear exactly what lesson you taught them, but a lesson was taught. I don't know if they learned it.
Mind their own fucking business in a bar, maybe?
No, that's not the takeaway.
Yeah.
This is the type of lesson I think needs to sink in a little while.
Mm.
Those bruises will remind them.
Kind of sad. Just like a embarrassment to blood rages everywhere.
It's pretty fucking sad.
And
The
Oh, I
lesson
rolled-
taught is
a lot. You gain 20 health back.
Thank you.
That's what maximum rolls look like, baby.
And you know what? I tried to save them from this.
You did.
Right?
You
We
tried
did.
to stop this.
You did try to warn them.
Like, hey, no one needs to fucking fight over politics shit. But they wanted to, so.
Hmm.
So instead, they learned the lesson of don't throw in behind the first person in a nice suit that you see on the front page of the newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amen.
You're not wrong.
Not sure how this helps Mary's case, but
It helps
was
my
fun.
case.
Yeah, I think it helps, like, everybody but Mary's case, really. Because Mary wasn't here, but. She made that choice herself, so.
Harlan sits down, tips back his glass, goes, appreciate that, y'all. I needed that.
I give you your gun back. So, you fought well.
Meredith
Thank you.
actually pats you on the shoulder. Attaboy.
Harlan grins with a mouthful of blood.
oh,
Blood and whiskey creates a beautiful flavor. You've savored it before. It's been a long time.
wasn't pretty, Harlan, but it got the job done.
That's what I'm about.
Slap
To
you
the
on
end
the
of the
back.
world.
So, back to ship talking this Martine guy.
Yep. And if anybody wants to fucking, I'll go next. If anybody wants trouble, I'm next.
Nah, they saw what happened to the other guys. They're not. No. No.
What was the reaction of the bartender to that?
The bartender was just like, fucking take it outside, boys. And you took it outside, so she doesn't have a problem with it.
Good.
Underage your fucking bar and you can't even brawl in it? Ugh, what's the point?
They probably had one too many brawls in it, and the cost was too much. So now it's like a bikers club. You still got to go outside to fight, though.
It's a little respect for the establishment.
Yeah, but bar brawls are classic.
Don't shit where you eat.
There it is. So this Martine fucker. What a prick.
I'll drink to that.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like one of those chosen whose family tree's a ladder, if you know what I mean.
So, is there anything else that you guys would like to do before you return to the Blue Wain to slumber?
No, I don't think so.
Sounds good. You have successfully made a fucking statement here.
Good.
Have you considered mind? Did you know that shutting your fucking mouth is free?
Absolutely free.
Absolutely
let anyone do that.
free.
Also,
bet they
minding your
fucking
own
know
business
now.
is free.
Right? I bet they fucking know now.
It's true. Minding your own business, also fucking free.
Gotta respect the confidence, though. Walking up on a group that looks like us.
It's true.
It was a choice. I wonder if someone dared them to do it.
I bet they did.
Yeah, I can't really think of another reason why they do that.
Gold was exchanged somewhere.
Most
Or
assuredly.
a lot of liquor.
They were drunk and it was their bar and we were shit talking. You know, the only one of us who looks all that intimidating to a drunk meathead would be Dirzal.
I'm hurt.
I
Which is-
grin. I grin a mouth full of too many tusk teeth.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Meredith. Misogyny has not been destroyed from the society.
Looks can be deceiving.
Also,
Oh.
your sister
Fake
is saying
hurt.
that, so your sister is less afraid of you than other people are, probably.
Probably.
And really, whose fault is that?
It's only because she saw me in my paladin phase.
Mm. So many bright colors.
Hmm.
It was just a phase.
I'm never going to live down that swan armor.
Oh, God!
Swan Armor?
It's a whole thing.
All right, tell us about this. You can't just mention something like that off the cuff and then say nothing else.
It's really not that exciting. It was just stuff that people in our family did.
Swan armor.
Swan Armor?
Yeah.
It was a breastplate with a swan on it and it had like wing motifs and lilies.
Draw me a picture. Durs is in his cups at this point, and he will bring out, a piece of parchment from his
Well,
pack.
I do not have craft drawing, but I do have craft calligraphy.
Excellent.
Sadly, although Cap can draw, Meredith cannot.
She cannot, no.
That's fine.
Which is
It'd be like
additionally
me trying to
strange,
draw it.
because Holt couldn't draw, but I feel like he could recreate.
He was a fair draftsman.
Yeah,
Yes.
like he could draw what it looked like, but it's not going to look like fancy. He's not going to make an artistic statement. It's going to be a recreation.
Yeah, like a diagram is definitely like something different than like a artistic drawing.
And he made like maps and could draw sigils if he was shown them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Swans are pretty. I like swans.
Swans are assholes.
It's true.
Yeah. Well,
I think
mean,
that's
yeah.
a good motif for you. You look pretty and you got a mouthful of teeth.
It was prophetic, truly.
Swans can be okay, but the way our parents would do swans would be
Silent and
Exactly.
meek and beautiful to look at.
They've never been around a swan.
No,
Let's
no,
say.
they haven't.
As opposed to a big honky goose boy.
That thirsts for blood.
We had some porcelain ones in the house.
Not for long.
The
Past
goose
tense.
is inside your house. It is too late to escape.
What's the holy symbol of Hyronius?
Oh, it's a hand holding a lightning bolt, if I recall.
Then it switched to lightning bolts.
Oh, really? When did that happen?
Around about the time I was studying to be a devotee of Hyronius.
Gross.
I understand immediately now why you stopped being a paladin.
Yes, I devoted myself to something different entirely.
And the holy symbol of Hexdore is a left hand holding a set of broken arrows. As if
Maybe I
they
just
were-
really didn't like hands on my armor. Just
Makes
like
sense.
It's like your god is filling you up or something.
now. Exactly, it's weird.
Like, the whole myth of Hexdore is either that, like, he has plucked the arrows out of the air and broken them, or he has plucked them out of his own flesh and broken them, as if to say, like, I give a fuck.
Which is something that I can respect. It's a sentiment I can get behind. But it's not enough.
Oh,
And it's not good enough.
no. Also, Hexdore has all these rules and all these regulations.
And the followers of Hyronius, perpetuate genocide, which is something not even I can stand, so.
Hey now. Orc says evil in the monster manual, that means they all need to be destroyed. Unless you're one of the good ones.
Right, the women and the children too.
It says evil on the monster manual, Meredith. The only way. Oh God. Okay. So a friend of mine, whenever I say something stupid or make an anxiety-driven argument, her counter argument is fucking. Would you say that even if it was a 1% chance, you would have to take it as an absolute certainty? That fucking line from fucking Man of Steel, and I'm like, yes. And it just because it's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in a movie, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to rethink what I'm doing. And like Hyronius has got the same thing, except he never questions himself for a fucking second.
No, that requires at least one wrinkle on your smooth brain.
Nope, not allowed. And so,
Whenever I am also falling into pits of despair, I think, would this happen in a DC movie? And the answer is usually, no, something dumber would happen. Are you better than that? I'm like, I'm better than that. And then I get my shit together.
Get your shit, get it all together. But, yes.
I finally did see the Batman, by the way.
What'd you
Okay.
think?
It was really
Right?
good. It was hard to believe it was a DC movie, but it was good, yeah.
For real. Yeah, they really, yeah, they crushed it.
I really liked Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
She had that. Her face is perfectly shaped for the comic book character. It's almost
Exactly.
real
Yeah.
how much her chin and jawline are Selena Kyle.
Yeah, she has like this perfectly cat-like little petite face.
I guess we'll grab rooms unless there's more carousing we want to do with the evening.
I'd just like to wait for the other foot to drop. Shoe to drop. Common sayings. Still sometimes don't understand them.
Either
Oh,
way.
boy.
I don't want to go dancing, but the whole Blood Rager thing just left me kind of feeling depressed. I don't know. Just sad. I
Because
mean,
they're supposed to be your people being the Blood Ragers and all.
well, I mean, there's a certain reputation that goes with it. I mean, I haven't met all that many. We're not really that common where we come from. But I mean, Blood Ragers are supposed to be badasses.
Well, unfortunately for Blood Ragers, both wisdom and intelligence are a dump stat, so.
Mm-hmm. I didn't dump my int. I won't say anything but wisdom.
Who's crazy enough to dump int? Wisdom, on the other hand.
See you all in the morning.
Night, nurse. Thanks for putting my ass back in my ass.
You're welcome. I can put more of your ass back in your ass in the morning.
Good night's sleep will do me just fine.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So you guys sleep. You wake up.
Yeah.
There's more news.
Mm-hmm.
New daily edition.
There's a new daily edition.
Well,
I'm
good.
clenched and ready.
The headline simply reads, Connor speaks.
Oh,
Oh, good.
I salute my gun barrel.
I read the rest of the article.
In light of Martine Evernever's recent appeal to divinity, it has been brought to my attention that I may have something in my vast collection that might be of interest to him.
Oh, fuck.
At great expense, I have accumulated the genuine arms and armor of Marduk himself. The first living being that brings me 10 million gold pieces will be awarded them.
How many
And
zeros?
the rest of the
That-
article like is just a pile of bullshit about like what it took to get them, but like it's all clearly fake, especially based on what you know.
That's a lot of zeros.
That they gotta be like that's a little error, right? Like that can't be that many zeros.
It is that many zeros.
That's not even a real number.
It's that many zeros.
You said billion, right?
Million.
Million.
10 million.
Oh, okay. Okay.
10 billion gold pieces.
Pinky to corner of mouth.
So-
To put it into perspective, 10,000 gold is a freaking lot of money for us. So,
Oh,
What do we do?
10 million is astronomical.
I'm thinking.
what's 3 more zeros?
I
I'm not even sure if the chosen.
Is there any
could
chance
that
we
amount.
can team up with the Chosen and go retake Marduk's artifacts?
Mary
It'd
pipes
have
up.
to be a hell of an army.
No, we know what that fortress is capable of. If even if the chosen try to attack Iron Fist, that Death Blossom will wipe them out.
But in transit, I mean, how would they transport it? Would they teleport or would they
the
take
train.
a train?
Oh no. I suspect you'll have to go. Well, transporting that much coinage, I don't know. But if you want those artifacts, you're gonna go to Iron Fist.
Well, I meant how would they get it to the destination? But you're right. If they'd be picking up themselves, would it be easier to get it after an exchange is made?
I don't. Shit. Okay.
I wasn't expecting Connor to do this. Of all things.
Now,
He's a greedy bastard. Makes sense.
Meredith. There
Meredith,
is-
you know the Black Hand. Could they come up with that kind of coinage?
Ding 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 ding. Meredith, you succeed on your
Knowledge local.
Your knowledge local roll. You would say it would take them about 3 months to come up with that kind of money. Like, make no mistake, the Black Hand is loaded, but no one has 10 million gold pieces on hand.
In assets, they might have that much.
But that means
Might.
they're gonna have to sell and trade, and
They would need to squeeze the World Bazaar for every penny in the sewers.
that is absolutely correct. And they have the manpower to be able to do that.
But it's going to take time.
You're absolutely dead ass correct.
They have to mobilize.
Like,
Is there
Um,
something
A
that
few months.
that Connor might want even more than the money, or it'd be worth that amount of money to him?
hold on. Why are we trying to give Connor what he wants?
Just curious, what in terms of what else there might be.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we don't have any leverage in this guy, so what are we gonna do?
No. I think we can make leverage.
I'm listening.
Who likes Connor? Show of hands. Anybody?
I don't know anything about him.
I think he's interesting, but I don't like him.
Anybody
He's a big
in
fucking
this,
golem, right?
Anybody in this
He's
whole fucking
horrifying.
city? Anybody like him?
No.
Nah.
We can.
I don't
use
even
that.
think his own people like him.
But they fear him and they rely on him.
So, all we need to do is supplant that. If we can get rid of their reliance on him, even if they have to rely on us, we can starve him to death. And we say that the only way he gets what he wants is if he gives us the goods.
Right. This isn't a good look for him necessarily. It's all these people waiting for hope. He's holding them hostage by withholding
Exactly.
those artifacts.
We can
Mhm.
use that against him. We just need to find enough people with the courage to be willing to stand up against him.
All right.
We don't give him 10 million gold. We cost him 10 million gold. and then he
we
comes
play this
on
right,
his
we could-
hands and knees to us, asking for us to stop the squeeze.
And Harlan just gets this big smile on his face and he goes, "Now there's Marduk."
We don't negotiate. Not like this.
We don't
Not like
negotiate
this.
with terrorists.
He thinks that he has all the control.
Absolutely. We just need to show him that he doesn't.
I don't think that anything has ever tried to take control away from him before. Not in a way that wasn't martial, you know?
Exactly. Everyone's trying to play his game. And if you play his game, you'll lose.
I mean, this all sounds good, but what's the plan? How do you do that?
That's
Starve
a very
them out
good
of.
question.
You can start. Don't we
I
have
mean-
doesn't he get like major trade from the city?
Think
He
of it
gets a major
geographically.
trade from a lot of places.
District 6 is doing better than it has historically, but it's still not a self-sustaining district. He relies on that train and the trades at the gates of District 5 to supply him with goods, with food, with materials.
I'm about to say, the Moloch Express goes all the way up to District 2.
What if it didn't anymore?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What if it went up to District 2 and never came back?
Sabotage?
We could.
A blockade?
I'm about to say,
Or
I mean, think
if we
about
got
it. We
chosen involved, we could confiscate it. I'm sure it's doing something illegal.
that's a distinct possibility. But you guys brought up talking to the Chosen. I think that's a good idea. So we go back up there, have a chat. Maybe we can get some more ideas. But yeah, no, this is good. But so we make contact with the Chosen. We cut off the Moloch Express. That's a start.
And that should
shouldn't
only take us a few
overlook
days.
Don't overlook our allies here in District 5. We have the scholars of the two most powerful cities here in the south, aside from Iron Fist, that are royally angry that this golem has made off with their artifacts. They have irrefutable proof that their artifacts are gone, and he has just shown that he has them.
That's true.
So that's already two. That's already two or three cities on our side.
That's two pretty big fucking factions.
What's a Mirage? Is Mirage just like we have Mirage, we have Incarna,
And Janam.
Yeah,
and Janam.
Ankara and Janam would both be upset. None of you have ever like met or seen Salandra of Mirage, but
her name was dropped when we were in Mirage, but that was all.
Yeah, but
like
you know her
Mirage
quite
would
well
be-
from her book.
Right.
Mirage
right.
would be included somewhere in there, right? Like Mirage is also maybe kind of pissed.
it would probably be easy to get her on your guys' side.
Right.
To be like, yo, you're a piece of shit. We want what's ours.
It really is taking this for everyone to realize Connor's a piece of shit.
No,
It's
but this
taking this
will,
for everybody to be willing to act on it.
Right.
it's going to take this to show people that they can stand up to him,
Right. The problem
which hasn't been an
is-
option on the table before.
The problem is, and like Mary takes like just like a quill and like draws a great big circle and is like, okay, so this is Connor, and this is everybody who hates him, and she draws a bunch of other smaller circles, and she's like, unless these guys work together, they lose. We just need to get everybody on the same page.
And with him withholding the artifacts that would allow Marduk to rise to power, it will not be difficult to make people willing to join against him. He's
Right, but you don't
kind
want to
of
bring the
fucked
people.
up here.
Yeah, but you don't want to bring in the people who are going to want to give the artifacts to the guy we don't want to have them.
We didn't say anything about him.
I know, but that for a lot of people that you might be making that argument to, They might
Is
say
he
they might
out
want it for
here?
that guy.
Is he out here doing the work necessary, or is the true ascendant to the throne out here caring for the people,
That's
understanding
true.
the wound that this golem has just struck with his inhuman behavior, and doing something about it? I don't see Martine organizing these cities. We have to spin this, and we have to spin it fast.
Yeah. You don't know exactly what Martine's doing, so.
Not to mention, once Mary gets her hands on those swords, it's gonna be a hell of a lot of proof that Martine isn't the only one going for that throne.
If you guys get those artifacts, that's gonna. I don't
No
even
one's gonna be
fully
able to
understand
contest it.
exactly what sort of wacky shit is gonna happen, but it would be good for you.
Well, all right. So we make our way back to what? We bring the scholars in this city up to speed on our plans, and then we head back to speak with the Chosen, or do we want to talk to the Chosen first?
I hate to do it, but I think we should start at the top and work our way down. We've got more friends among the Chosen than we do here.
I agree.
Do we?
And, like, she points to, like, Cass and Meredith, and she's like, we got you guys.
Hmm.
And there's...
I haven't counted myself among that district for many years.
I was up before her.
Okay.
I don't know what you're expecting me to be able to do here. I don't have a network.
I mean, I was the black sheep of the family until that happened. Then I just sort of gestured to Meredith.
But you guys understand who these people are. You speak their language. Even if they disagree with you every step of the way, you know how they think, and we can use that.
Well, truth be told, Mom and Dad always disliked Vendrese a lot. I mean, they kept me away from her pretty hard. So, I don't know what that means for Vendrese, but she might.
That might be a good place to start.
People
Yeah.
respect her, and I think she would be sympathetic to our cause.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's and I got the impression she probably hates Mom and Dad too. So
We have a cousin who worked under her. That's our in.
That's good. We can work with that. All we need is our foot in the door.
I can get you a foot in the door.
Then we can really fuck some shit up.
Meredith looks extremely emotionally exhausted.
I should also mention the hope that spread throughout the world yesterday has been replaced with despair.
It's fucking gone, yeah?
It's fucking for one night only. Hope and good spirits.
Good, we can use that.
Yeah,
Yep.
how do the fucking 4 barbarian ragers at the bar last night feel now?
What the fuck are you talking about, Psalm? They can't read.
They can't. Oh, okay.
Fucking got him.
If those Blood Ragers could read, they would be very upset right now.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
I'm not enough to go to Blood Rage at bars anymore. It's just depressing.
Meredith's just kind of staring off into the middle distance with the computer buffering circle in front of her eyes.
Okay. I suggest we go to District 2 the quick way. Teleportation.
Here.
Okay.
But that means we're going to have to earn some money real quick. Who's our accountant? How much money do we have?
We have, Meredith flips open a little notebook. Just over 3,300 gold pieces and a handful of magical armor.
Yeah, that mithril armor It's we can't really melt that one down, Durs, I don't think, because it's enchanted already.
Correct.
So we pretty much have to sell it. It's too big. And that could probably go for a good amount. It's around the same quality as mine. And a lot bigger. And that sword's got a pretty decent enchantment on it, too.
Yep, the
And that's
great
an
axe should go.
axe.
Okay. You two, and she like points to Cassandra and Meredith. You two might not be counted among the chosen, but you're still citizens.
That's
Am I?
correct.
I left before I was a legal adult.
I haven't had
I'm
anything
looking at
have
Meredith.
my citizenship revoked.
Doesn't matter. You were born on the soil. That means you're a citizen until you fucking die.
Okay.
And like they can choose to do whatever they want to you based on your grounds as a citizen, but like revoking home citizenship is I don't think that's something that you can do.
And not for a person from the Verfluid family.
That's a horrible last name.
Why do you think I changed it?
Dusk. Dusk is nice and easy.
I'm trying to think of I'm just thinking I don't think you can just can you just delete someone from a country? Can you just be like, hey,
Yeah.
you're not a citizen of Germany anymore? And they're like, I don't have any other place to live. And they're like, go fuck yourself.
I think it
I
definitely.
mean, isn't that what happened to Tom Hanks in that one movie?
Maybe you
Well,
can if
that
you
only-
did something really illegal. Maybe I'm not sure.
Well, that only
All I
happened.
did was run away.
That only happened to that person because their country ceased to exist. While they
Sink
were
the ship just to kill the captain.
What?
Sink the ship just to kill the captain. Delete your country to get rid of this one citizen.
Work.
Right, yes. That's a distinct possibility. But I don't think you can just be like, hey, this guy is an asshole, so he's not a citizen of here anymore.
I mean, decapitation is a good solution for hangnail.
I'm just saying. I know some people have had their citizenship revoked, but never from their native country. I don't think. But anyway.
Interesting.
I don't think the U.S. has any way of doing it. I think some countries do, Reynolds, but sort of has to be something weird in the books.
Right, that's a very weird corner case.
Like an exile.
Right, and even then, they usually take care of you because you're probably important.
Verfluid.
Yep.
But at 3,000 gold, I think you'd be able to afford a teleportation.
For all of us?
We have a
one
little bit of time.
teleportation covers a whole bunch of people, so.
Right, so it's probably only going to be one cast. I'm just trying to look up how much it costs exactly.
It depends also if we're getting a 5th level or 7th level.
Oh, I've got some bad news. You guys are probably going to have to, quote unquote, fly coach.
Yep.
Okay. So, you guys can dish out 12,000 gold pieces and roll them fucking bones and see where you end up, or you can spend 2,300 gold pieces and you will all completely reach your destination.
You mean 23,000 because it's the first one was 12,000, or do you mean 1,200?
1,200.
1,200.
Oh, okay. It's like the bad ones more.
What the fuck? You heard what I said. 10 million up front.
It's to discourage people from taking the one that's gotten folk killed in the past. A nightmare for the insurance policies. That's not a typo.
Why don't we sell the armor and the axe now? Probably can get maybe we can get good prices for them here. Maybe they're more common here.
No, I
At
think
least we
the
get rid of
weapon
them.
at least will be rare. They said that they don't make magic weapons in this district anymore.
Hmm.
Or at least not at the college.
Yeah, carrying around that goddamn armor is ridiculous.
I mean, you'll be able to sell magical equipment in Janam easy peasy.
This is the place to do it, I'm sure.
Yeah, like selling it in Ankara would have been difficult. But you can go to the local branch of Get It at Therals and sell it at 50%.
Actually, I would like to avoid the Therals chain for obvious reasons.
Not a bad idea.
And I would like to disguise self before going into the store.
I mean, although Theral is unaligned when it comes to the more nefarious aspects of the world, there is no doubt in your mind that he's got people on the payroll.
It originated from the World Bazaar, and I'm taking 0 chances.
If someone from the Black Hand says, "Hello, I would like to work at Get It at Therals," they say, "Put on the apron. You make 1 silver piece a day." No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Oh, that's weird. Teleport just says you and touched objects and other touched willing creatures, but how many?
As many as you can get to line up and hold hands.
Sounds good to me.
The reason I thought it was 5, but
You can teleport 5 people real easy if you just have me grab 4 people.
Okay, 1 additional willing medium or smaller creature or its equivalent for every 3 caster levels.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's the reason why I thought it was 5, because that's what Slender is doing.
Right. So yeah, no problem. Diplomacy 19 to haggle for a good price on these magical items.
Yerp.
Ooh, well, unfortunately, Get It at Therals is a really sort of take it or leave it establishment.
Oh no, I'm not going to Therals.
Oh,
No.
Okay. You find another shop, and you're able to get it at 45% instead of 50%.
Okay.
Or like 55% would be how much you're getting. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah. They're like, well, you drive a hard bargain, and apparently gold is in popular demand, so you know.
It's understandable. I'll be sad to part with it.
Can you get the stuff in platinum, by the way, Mary?
Yeah, I think that would be simplest for everyone. Yes.
Absolutely.
We don't need to be here all day counting out a heavy purse just to hear it clink.
Would you like some astral diamonds?
Yes.
Sounds good. An astral diamond is 10 platinum pieces worth. So a platinum piece is worth 10 gold pieces. An astral diamond is 100 gold pieces.
How many do we get?
That's a great question.
About that, I don't know how much this shit's worth.
Give me a moment.
Plus 2 axe and a +1 large mithril breastplate. Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
They just look at that thing and they're like, that's a lot of mithril.
Stop! Stop!
That monster?
Yeah, he stepped on my keyboard and opened 6 programs.
You did not give us values for the weapon and armor.
So the +2 weapon would be 4,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
Roughly. Like
so 2,200 for us.
Yeah. That sounds good.
And then
dear
this would count
Lord.
as heavy armor at least, right?
So the +4
Breastplate is medium.
Yeah.
I know, but it's a large
large.
size breastplate. So I was wondering if it's more expensive.
Well, they have some large clientele, so they'll be able to just like fit it for them. But the point is, you're gonna get like 8,800 for that. Cause it's a +4 armor, so that would cost 16,000.
You say it was +4?
You said it was +4.
Oh no, I thought it was just +1
No, plus-
mithril.
Oh, okay. So that's 540 instead. So a total of 2740.
I was gonna say, if we're selling a +4 mithril breastplate and not using it, I think we're making a mistake.
Like even if it's large, at that point you spend
Like, just cast enlarged person.
I'm about to say you
Yep.
spend the axe money to get enlarged person permanent on someone, and you're just like, hey, you're bigger now. Enjoy the breastplate. I hope you enjoy never dying.
No, it was a +1 was what you told us.
Okay, my bad.
Correct.
Okay, I
Plus
heard
two
+4,
axe.
and I was just like, yeah, man, +4.
+2 axe, +1
Mithril.
breastplate. Yeah.
If none of you ever said anything, we
Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Just tell me what the raw number is to put in for the math.
Let's say you get 540 gold pieces from the breastplate. Oh wait, no,
I
you
mean,
would get more from
no,
that.
it'd be +4,000 even if just counting as medium armor. So it's the cost
Yeah.
of the breastplate
Oh.
+1 +4,000.
Okay.
Mithril special materials, medium
You
armor
make
is
a good point.
4,000 base.
Dear Lord. Okay. So never mind. It's like, let's just call it a cool 3,000. You get 5,200 gold pieces for all this shit, and like the person you're selling it to is like fucking sweating bullets, both because he's like, oh god, I gotta get you guys a lot of money, and then on the other hand he's like, I'm gonna make so much fucking money from this shit. Fucking adventurers crashing economies and ruining my life. Beautiful. You get 52 astral diamonds. So, all right. Obviously there is definitely like a Wizard of College. A College of Wizards service where you can just buy a teleport anywhere in Septemport. Hey, baba bagabagoo.
Actually, can we use our contacts at the College of Wizardry to see if we get a discount since we're on business
We're
that they're
helping
interested
them.
in?
How about say if you want to go talk to Professor Beaglarge.
Small beag. Thank you.
Small big,
Small Beak.
small, big,
big, large. God damn it.
big, large.
You heard what I said. No. You need to talk to his cousin, Professor Beaklarge.
Big, large.
No, he's a completely different family. That's the ogre, big large.
Big, large, yeah.
Right, you go chat with the Oni, and he's like, okay. Okay, yes, you go find Professor Smallbeak. Oh, it's you again.
You see the paper today?
What was that?
You see the paper today?
I have. Oh, you hit the right fucking button. You know what? Fuck it. Like, he doesn't say anything. He just nods, and steam comes out of his fucking ears.
What a prick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to help us do something about it?
What could I do to help?
We need to gather some like-minded people. Get ready to take him down a peg.
Well, you got
We
me
just
on
need
your
you
side.
We just need you to cast a simple spell.
What do you need?
We need to get to District 2. Quickly.
It's a little bit beyond my ability, but I can get a circle together. A circle that won't ask any questions.
Beautiful.
You give me 1,000 gold pieces. We'll call it good.
Done.
I hand the nice man 10 astral diamonds. Is that the right math?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. And he just like holds them in his palm, and he's just like, "Revenge has never tasted so sweet." But you get the whole crew together, and he's like, "All right," and he's like, "I need you to meet me at this classroom in 1 hour."
We won't be late for the lecture.
And he's like, "All right, class, it's time for a teleportation circle, and for this experiment, we're using live subjects, so don't fuck up."
Harlan waves at the class.
We're being
Now-
teleported by students.
Dersul looks at all of them and says, "If you do fuck it up, I'll be back."
And I just add into that, and he'll be bigger than he is right now.
Now,
And then I smile. I make a big 2V smile.
He's like, "Now, where is it exactly you want to go? Try to focus on big landmarks."
What's the big landmark that's in the middle
Tower.
of
Grubb's Tower.
Grubb's Tower?
I don't know any illusion spells. I mean, I can draw it. I don't know if you have any pictures.
And they're like, "Oh, no, we know the place." And he's like, "Yup, we've heard of it. If that's where you want to go, that's where we can send you."
That will do fine. Nicely.
And they get their fucking circle together. Oh, I can't believe I don't have J-Cash on my fucking game zone.
Circles work in your world anyways.
Oh,
A
yeah.
bunch of lower level casters can upcast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like everyone just kind of pools their magic together, and
It becomes like a ritual casting, so it takes longer.
Right, like, it's not something that you would ever, like, so the great thing about teleport is that it has a casting time of instantaneous. I'm sorry, a casting time of 1 standard action. So this is going to take, like, 30 minutes. And, they draw a circle, and they do a thing, and they're able to pool their caster levels to cast higher level magic. Because otherwise, like, these sorts of spells would simply never get cast.
Yeah, I remember the highest level sorcerer we ran into in Engineering the last time was 8th level.
Right. Like, that was the toughest sorcerer in town. And the same holds true now. Christ, she's probably still alive. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking grandma sorceress. Dear Lord. And she's probably only level 11. Spent too much time fucking, not enough time learning. You ever make a mistake?
Adventurers, am I right?
Adventurers, am I right? But yeah, no, they get all their shit together. Oh boy, let's roll the magical die. Let's roll the Wheel of Morality and see what happens.
I don't want to scare these students whose might hold my life in their hands into screwing up the casting, and I'll just kind of smile. Don't teleport us into anything, okay?
And they're like, we won't. We've never teleported anyone like into an object from which they had to be shunted before. That would kill you.
Yay!
Harlan laughs at that.
that's never happened in the history of this classroom before ever.
Okay, maybe in the history of this classroom, but not this class. We're the
First time
advanced
for everything, right?
We're the advanced placement students. Thank you very much.
Oh, Christ.
That's what I'm worried about.
Stop talking, you're making them anxious.
Alrighty then. So I rolled the wheel of morality at the distantly known category of teleport. And I have some good news.
Yeah?
We're not teleported directly inside a wall?
That's the very good news.
Okay, cool.
And you guys are on Grub's compound.
Yes.
Welcome
Wow.
to Grub's arms.
They did it.
Considering how young he was when the last adventure happened, he's only like 62, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't grow up. Meredith and I didn't grow up here, right? Because I sort of
No.
remember our family had an estate, so we just sort of like visited here. I think from time to time.
Right.
Our
Like
families,
Grub's tower turned into a center of industry.
Mhm.
And he makes some of the finest gewgaws, gadgets, and gizmos that the world has ever seen. And weapons. Let's not forget about the weapons. He tries to downplay the weapons, but to hear him speak of it, he says, "Well, you have to consider that, like, the money that goes into weapons gets spread out into a lot of other things. I like to focus on those other things."
Sure you do.
Except he actually does. Two things can be true.
Two things can be true. Yeah. I'm selling all these guns, but it's to make the world a better place. I'm not sure if that math works out, but the
That's
logic's...
the Tony Stark math.
Right, the logic's real fuzzy. It might be possible.
Well, I mean, the idea is that guns democratize the world. I mean, it means that, like, a half-trained person has potential to take down someone who's who's trained from birth as a warrior.
But
I
so
need to
you
make a
guys
roll.
just sort of appear on his compound, and there is an old man with goggles walking a giant robot dog, and he just looks at you all and says, "Oh, looks like I got visitors."
What the fuck was his robot dog's name?
Runner.
Runner.
Hi, I don't know if you. I think we met you when we were little.
And, like, I should note, he gives you guys the most Johnny Cash ass looking face on the planet.
We're looking for our cousin Vendries.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
I mean, when I say cousin, I just look over at Meredith. Well, sort of.
Cousin is such a good catch-all.
When in doubt, cousin. Nobody knows who
Yeah.
they're related to exactly.
You know something? I still can't figure out what my first cousin's children are. If they're second cousins or first cousins, one removed. There's so many arguments about that subject.
Same. I'm right there with you.
I just like to say second cousin because it's easier. Once removed, takes too fucking long to say.
I suppose I've got to say that I think I'm glad that you teleported here instead of someplace else. Someone else might have gotten upset. I don't give a shit.
That's what we figured. You're holding together nicely, old man.
Thanks. But, yeah, sure. I can bring you around to Vindries' place. No biggie.
I'd like to keep a sort of lowish profile, if you don't mind.
It's not a bad idea.
We don't want our parents to know we're in town. You know, they may make a big deal about it. And we don't have the time to deal with that stuff.
Do you say that to Grub?
Yep.
Oh yeah, sure, man, no problem. I don't give a shit. Also,
And Cass is absolutely not looking down at her fingernails guiltily.
nope. Also, hello everyone. Welcome to District 2. I hope you like heat and sand.
I don't like either of those things.
I
to be
hate it.
honest.
Thanks.
Ooh, so you guys were chilling out in Janam. It was a balmy 64 degrees. You guys show up in District 2. It's, I'm gonna say conservative. It's
It's like 90.
Well, it not quite. It's heating up, so it's only 87.
At least
Oh,
it's a
great.
dry heat.
I hate everything about this.
It's a dry heat.
Yeah, the dry heat is like the worst part.
Yeah, that's why I hate it. Like from the fucking jungle.
Right, you rainforest motherfuckers.
Ooh. Also, I hope you guys
Make sure
like
you-
sand.
Make sure you guys hydrate, by the way. If you don't, you might pass out.
Whiskey does not count as hydrating, Harlan.
Like, Harlan is literally, like, raising his flask, and Meredith's like, no. He frowns, lifts his canteen.
You didn't have to crush his spirits like that, Meredith.
She literally crushed my spirits.
And maybe saved your life.
If you
But,
can't be
know.
responsible, give me the flask.
Now, what if I need it for
Give me
morale?
give me the flask.
I put it in my pocket.
There you go.
So Grub goes into his tower, and he's like, "Oh, come in. Just don't touch anything. I'd hate for something to happen to you."
Meredith at least knows a lot about Grub.
Who?
I paid attention.
You're not wrong. But he brings you in, and the tower is awash in a light with Technicolor doodads and gizmos, the likes of which y'all can't even understand.
They're pretty. is the
I'm
point,
sorry.
though.
None of you took any levels in Artificer, and none of you have the Technologist
I've
feat,
got-
nor do you have any
I've
skill
got-
points in Weird Scientist.
Can I do anything with knowledge engineering?
With what?
Knowledge engineering?
Yes!
Well, it looks cooler than the stuff in Kara.
Oh, wow. 26!
Damn.
Jesus Christ! Well, you understand more than it runs on some sort of electricity. These seem to be some sort of advanced fabrication modules.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
Like,
Does Greg have a 3D printer?
yes, absolutely.
Motherfucker!
Yes.
Did there poisonous gas in them?
Like, the whole thing is like you're looking at the device and you're just like, well, I mean, the only thing that stops people from working on things is that our hands are too big. So all we would need is to use instruments that allowed us to be smaller than our hands. And that's where you get the tweezer. And then you're like, wait a minute, what if we went a step further? What if we just built smaller hands?
That's a concept.
And that's basically what's going on.
Because think about it, if you got your tweezers, they can only go in one direction, but look at all the directions your hands can go in. So,
Cassandra did pretty well in her, Magic 101 classes. No. Doesn't
Right.
help.
Like, the issue with Magic 101 is, unfortunately, as useful as Mage Hand and Telekinesis is, it actually lacks a lot of fine motor control that you would need in order to, make techmaturgical devices.
We need smaller hands.
We need smaller hands. And he sees you eyeing it, and he's like, well, it's just a little thing I learned from the lunar rats. You ever use a ratwork firearm?
I've seen them. Kind of crude.
No. Rat work, not rat killing.
Ah.
Durs
Then
is just
no.
looking between these tiny, tiny things and his big, meaty fucking hands. And, like, just...
What the lunar rats will do sometimes is they'll work together as engineers in order to make a firearm to deliver their demands. Finest gun work I've ever seen in my entire life, because they have smaller hands to work it with.
That makes a shocking amount of sense.
Harlan's in love.
I'm gonna lean over towards whoever's closest to me and be like, I can't tell if he's serious or if he's just fucking with us. Like,
He's the great engineer.
Maybe a little bit of column A, maybe a little bit of column B.
yeah.
But he leads you guys to an elevator that takes you down into a tunnel, which leads
What do we call him? The great engineer? What's his title?
Yes, he is the royal engineer.
Royal engineer.
Oh, kind of reminds me. There's an old Chinese emperor by the name of Wu the Engineer. It's a pity that he was absolutely made up. There's a hole in my heart that can only be mended by Wu the Engineer. Why are you so fictional? Anyway, but he leads you guys through a tunnel into a garage, which inside contains a carriage that is drawn by no horses.
A car.
This is cool.
One might go so far to call it an automobile.
I will not.
Oh, it's like an automobile.
Exactly. That's exactly what I call it. Now, I ain't so good at driving, especially since my eyes went. Not so good at seeing things that are far away. Too much fine detail work, I suspect. I'm about to say, his goggles have been replaced with just, like, sunglasses.
Right.
Harlan takes a little step closer.
To the vehicle?
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord.
Another type of horse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I should also mention, Grub no longer has his mohawk, but he does have, like, a ring of balding hair around the outer edge of his head.
So is Mohawk reversed?
Yes.
Mhm.
His
Everything
mohawk
comes
has
full circle.
taken a nap. But he sits down in the passenger seat and he's like, I suggest that y'all get into the back of this one. It is a truck with a covered bed.
Okay.
And there is a machine person built into the driver's seat.
Oh my god.
And he
Harlan wanted to do that. We could tell.
and he puts some commands into a gizmo and he's like, next stop, Vindriza's place. So, who the fuck are all you?
Would this be an okay point to put a pin in it for next week?
That is exactly
Because I have some
what
stuff I need to prepare.
That is exactly what I was gonna say. Just like the final line of the game is, so who the fuck are you guys? Like, oh yeah, I'm absolutely willing to drive you to like my boss's place and the leader of my people. Who are you again?
Yeah, by the way, who are you?
I love him.
Because I
Literally me.
I figured that would just be like the perfect Grub thing to do.
So in character. I love this guy so
Right,
much.
so him. I am so glad he's still alive. I love Grub. Like, calling him my favorite NPC of all of Septemport is an extremely tall order, but he's really high up there.
He's up there. Absolutely makes top 10 for me.
And he's higher than top 10 for me, but I'm trying to think.
Well, you
who-
had a very special connection to him.
Yeah, he's like top 3 for me, honestly. Number 1, of course, being Toby.
I mean, Alexander is up there too.
Yeah, I loved Alexander.
Fucking Toby, the Goat Lord. He is the goat, the greatest of all time. Oh, I should also mention that Grub is wearing like a bathrobe and like fucking flip flops.
That's perfect.
Is good goat, good goat, greatest goat of all time.
Yeah, man.
The G Goat.
The GG.
He's the G Goat, baby.
Oh my god.
So Grub currently reminds me of Michael Caine's character in Children of Men.
Yeah.
Like aging revolutionary who's like a chill stoner, but will also die for your revolution.
Right, like I'm not a young man anymore. But I mean, like, if you need something, I can do you a solid.
That's sort of Peter Fonda-esque thing too. Would be, yeah, the old Peter Fonda. He always played the kind of hippie types.
Oh yeah.
Grub is definitely.
Durs is just kind of in awe. Like, what? Who is this man? And what the fuck is all this metal shit?
There's gonna
My
be a
people
lot
live
that
in
you're just gonna have to get cool about real fucking fast.
We live in fucking tree houses. The fuck is this?
I have some notes that I want to send you, Reynolds, about just like character stuff I've been thinking about for this district thing, and I want you to either confirm or deny, or just I'd love to be able to shop some world building stuff with you.
Absolutely.
And Dave.
Oh,
Yep,
and
sounds good.
One thing that y'all are gonna learn next session: Marduk and Kira did not sire any children.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Interesting.
That's impossible. That's also something I wanted to bring up to the Suddenly Magic crew. Whoo, Lord! Y'all world is gonna have a big fucking problem in next generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rapid goblinization has made it so most people can't have kids.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a problem we're gonna burn when we get there.
And also, a whole bunch of kids died during the Bedlam, or sold their soul to demons, because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
It's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
It's a surprise tool that will ruin us later.
Will it help us later? Will it?
All I'm hearing is that we're going to have mass child liberation, and Orion is 100% on board.
I'm just saying.
All I was hearing is that y'all are gonna have to get fucking in fast.
I'm just saying, that goblin town that is poorly constructed, that you guys have been paying tolls to, that might be the future of your whole fucking civilization.
That's fine.
At least something has a future in this fucking world.
No, we'll be fine. We'll find a way to cross the salt wastes, and it'll be great.
You know, as Jeff Goldblum said, life finds a way.
We'll
Again, could
catch
your
them
characters
up
end
with
up in
us. It's gonna be
Septemport?
fine.